tonight's Facebook record sale. When you're on and watching, be sure to let us know. And still feel like I'm forgetting to do something, but I'll figure it out live here in a minute, I reckon. We'll figure it out live in just a moment. Let's go ahead, when you're on and watching, be sure to let me know. I'm going to start sharing, and looks like we got a lot of stuff to go through, everybody. Jason, first comment. Wow, first person to comment from YouTube. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Craig coming a close second. Let's go ahead and get this shared there and here. Done. And now let's hit copy link. Figure out everywhere I had this posted for tonight. Sorry I was a few minutes late. I was eating a quesadilla. True story. I was eating a quesadilla. I feel better now. I never did share tonight's hot post into the group. Let me do that actually. Let's see. I'm going to share, I've shared the main post, but I'm also going to share, let's see here, the actual post from tonight, the hot post. Let me copy that link. There we go. All right, now I just got to share over on YouTube. No YouTube. We should be live on YouTube. Everybody here on YouTube? Anybody watching from YouTube? Should be. Everybody give me a YouTube. Bill Samus is on YouTube. That just popped up. Chat. Make sure it's on mine. Yep. Share. Copy link. Let's go here. Post story. All right, great auctions tonight. I've got a bunch of stuff that I got ready. Paul's got stuff ready for us, and Jake is unboxing new Japanese stuff. And let me go here to chat. And let's go ahead and get started. Thank you, Jake. You can put it right there. Appreciate that. Thank you, Jake. Clutch Jake is what we call him around here. The closer. All right, looks like somebody opened this Cody Jinks record. Okay, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button on Facebook. That's one of the most important things you can do for us right now is hit the thumbs up button on Facebook. And then you can hit the thumbs up button on YouTube. Those both mean that you like our post, which means a lot of other people may see that you like it, and you can help us out by doing that. So I got this other box. I got actually another shipment of Japanese, but we don't need it tonight because we're going to have plenty of auctions. I've got a whole crate of stuff I got ready, and I got a whole crate of stuff Jake just got ready for us. We got 3 crates of new vinyl. I'm going to pull pre-orders live, so you'll get to see your pre-order pulls live. So we'll do that in just a second. Let me set this crate of new vinyl there and there. Let me get my station set up. And we do have some pre-orders to pull live. And let me do that right here. So you may see me stop and step over to the side and try to pull out a record to see if there was a pre-order for it. And I don't think I have my phone up here. I do. Okay. So let's go ahead and go through some new vinyl. Some of these are pre-orders. Some of them are waiting list. Some of them are not. But we for sure are going to go ahead and start doing some auctions. That's one of the first things we always do is some auctions. Right, Tanner? Yep. Tanner said correct. Okay, so let me find the auctions that I got ready here. And they started right here. Excellent. And there's the stuff I took pictures of. And one of the first auctions tonight is going to be this. This is a 1978 white label promo or actually white vinyl promo copy. And this is the this is on white vinyl, 1978 promo. This is white vinyl. It's a 6-song abridged version that was an advanced promo for Backless. So white vinyl, Eric Clapton, limited edition pressing on white vinyl of Backless, and it was an abridged version. It was an abridged version. So Eric Clapton, Backless, white vinyl. So it was a 6-track white vinyl promo, kind of advanced pressing of this. It's near mint. It's on white vinyl, and it was sent to radio stations. Loaned for promotional only. $15 start. That is Eric Clapton Backless. And so it didn't come in the original jacket, so let me put it in here for a second. So that's how it looked. That's how it was shipped to radio stations as a promo, just like that. It's Backless. It's a white vinyl 6-song advanced promo copy that was sent to radio stations. That's up for bid. $15 start. $15 start. We are going to give away the Kiss box set live. It just takes about an hour to get that set up. And we're going to go, we will do that live. And it's the last night I said we were going to get started on it. We didn't. And to give away a box set with like 300 comments, it takes a little bit of time to set it up. And the last couple of nights, we haven't set it up. So it's going to be given away live, just not, well, we might can do it late tonight. Either way, it'll be live where everybody can see it live, believe me. Okay, so first is some new vinyl. Let me go ahead and start on this right away. We have new restocks, and a lot of this is new releases, new restocks and new releases. So let's take a look at these. And if I see something that was a waiting list or pre-order, I'll stop and let everybody know about that. So first auction night's Eric Clapton. That's up for bid. We did get more copies of the Cranberries to the Faithful Departed, and that is a remaster of the original studio album. And this album had been long out of print. I don't know if y'all remember, but back during the Birmingham collection from Kevin, we had an original copy of this, and that was quite a rarity, and we sold it here at auction. And I don't think this album's been in print as a single LP version since then. So this is the Cranberries to the Faithfully Departed, and that is $36.99. That's new and sealed, new and sealed. By the way, the Eric Clapton white vinyl promo is at $30 with Calvin Ward. Avenged Sevenfold, there was a pre-order for this. This is Waken the Fallen, $34.99. This is a 20th anniversary edition. Avenged Sevenfold, Waken the Fallen. This is a 2LP on gold vinyl, $34.99. Avenged Sevenfold, Avenged Sevenfold. And I had several pre-order on this. This is 20th anniversary edition on gold vinyl. This is $34.99. Greg Rogers gets one. Brandon Jackson gets one. Jay Condi, actually, no, he asked about it. Todd Tipton gets one, and William Lee Murray gets one. That was the pre-order for that. That was Avenged Sevenfold, Waken the Fallen. I have 4 copies of that. That's a new 20th anniversary edition, and that is $34.99. And the pre-order for that was Greg Rogers, Brandon Jackson, Todd Tipton, and William Lee Murray. I've got 2 other copies left, and that's a 20th anniversary on gold vinyl, Avenged Sevenfold. White vinyl Eric Clapton. This is an advanced promo copy sent to radio stations of Backless on white vinyl. The high bid on that is $30 with Calvin Ward, and that is going twice, going 3 times to Calvin Ward. I'll get some other auctions. We got a lot of Clapton stuff tonight. DMX, X Gonna Give It To You. That's on gold and black splatter vinyl. That's a 2LP compilation, $39.99 from DMX. X is Gonna Give It To You, $39.99. Also, we have LA Guns. This is Riot on the Sunset, the best of LA Guns, $29.99. LA Guns, there was a pre-order for that. Let me pull that up right quick, LA Guns, and that's Riot on the Sunset. Now, they always reissue this on some kind of new color or some kind of variant, and this is purple marbled vinyl. So if you missed the pre-order for this, I ordered a few more. I'm surprised more people didn't pre-order it, but it was one of those days where I posted like 5 or 6 pre-orders in a row. So the algorithm may have been unfair to you and you didn't see it. So purple marbled vinyl. This is LA Guns Riot on the Sunset Strip. That one, Tanner, is pre-sold to Jen Baker. She got one, and then I've got 2 other people wanting one live, Kevin Scott and Ryan Christie. Are we all done on Clapton? Final call. This is the white vinyl promo. Calvin Ward was at $30. I'm about to sell that so we can run another auction. We have one more LA Guns. I do not have Cocked and Loaded. I don't think that's in print. LA Guns is $29.99, Fred Carnell. There's one left. Now, I'm pretty sure these are already spoken for. I will check our waiting list, but I know you probably missed this last night, or some people missed this last night. Back in print, it's Megadeth Euthanasia, and that's only available as a picture disc. And these, I haven't actually held one of these in my hand, I don't think ever. They're in stock. I think these are spoken for on the waiting list. I have my notes behind the counter or somewhere on my spreadsheet. I'll look it up right quick, but just so you know, there's probably going to be a waiting list for that. But I got 2 from this distributor, and I've got more from everyone else. So I'll check on that and see. Where's my... did we have a... I don't think we had a waiting list on that last night, did we, Tanner? Where my backpack is. I'll show you where those lists are. That top pocket on the... like that small top pocket. All the waiting lists are in there. Tanner's going to check on that. I didn't reorder new vinyl last night. I was going to go through all the new releases tonight and then do a big new vinyl restock order that will be here for Friday's show. All right, let's go ahead and sell this to Calvin Ward. I'll get a new auction started. Calvin Ward gets the white vinyl Promises for $30. Now, we've got another white vinyl Eric Clapton record I'll auction later. It's a really desirable promotional copy of Slow Hand. Cut really hot. Man, it sounds incredible. That's something you might want to look for. Here's our next auction. This is sealed. This is all mostly stuff from the Pittsburgh collection. Man, it just... we was up here last night going through tub after tub of Beatles records, Cream records, Clapton records. I ran across the Jimi Hendrix stuff, more Rolling Stones I didn't know we had. It's truly an incredible batch of records, and every night we're going to be auctioning 50, 60, 70 of them at a time. It takes all day and all into the night for us to get all these research, tagged, and cleaned. Luckily, this one is sealed. This is a 10-inch reissue. Here's the information from Discogs. It's Eric Clapton, the Yardbirds. It contains Eric Clapton's last known recordings with the Yardbirds on the first side and a selection of material with close friends on the second side, like demos and stuff. There's some work here of Jimmy Page and Bill Wyman, etc., etc. That's sealed. It's a 10-inch Eric Clapton Yardbird recordings, and that's a $15 start. $15 start on that. Yeah, nobody on the waiting list for Megadeth, so these are available for sale right now. Yeah, I figured... I didn't think we had a waiting list. I think it was just a note for me to order more, which I already had them on back order. So Mike Helton gets a Megadeth Euthanasia, and Thomas O'Brien gets a Megadeth. They're $49.99. So if anybody wants on a waiting list, there was no waiting list, and we have 2 extras that showed up. So that's sold to Mike Helton and Thomas O'Brien. Sean Druin says he's going to pass. He was 3rd. And then Bob P. and Todd T. Let me know if you want one. Those are next. That's sold to Calvin Ward for $30. So this Eric Clapton is sealed. It's Eric Clapton and Friends. It's actually official. At first, it looked like a bootleg, but it wasn't labeled as an unofficial. But that's a $15 start. Sealed Eric Clapton and Friends. Next is a new reissue from Kraft, a very popular jazz album. You Get More Bounce with Curtis Counts. That is $36.99. Contemporary Records Acoustic Series. This is $36.99. All analog mastering by Bernie Grumman, and it's pressed at QRP. Pressed to QRP. Todd Tipton is going to go on the Megadeth waiting list. I think I got more of those showing up from other distributors, so more of those are going to be showing up soon. There's Curtis Counts. That's a Kraft pressing, all analog cut, and what was I about to say? All analog cut and pressed at QRP. Sorry, I'm over here. I'm multitasking tonight until at least we get through the new arrivals. James Raynor's at 15 on Eric Clapton. We got John Lang also on the Megadeth waiting list. Rick Springfield, Working Class Dog. This is a 40th anniversary live edition. And, you know, the new Rick Springfield album is in this crate. And it made me think that we didn't have, I don't think I've ever had any hardly new Rick Springfield vinyl. So I looked them up, and this was in print, Working Class Dog, a 40th anniversary live edition, which seemed pretty interesting. So that's $28.99. We have Jesse Rome is in at 15 on the Eric Clapton. That is sealed. Eric Clapton and Friends 10-inch. That's going twice, going 3 times to Jesse Rome. Next is a new Ghost Anniversary Edition, $31.99. Infestusumum. This is a indie record store exclusive 10th anniversary on limited edition Tangerine vinyl. Ghost, $31.99. That's new and sealed Gayfo. That's a 10th anniversary edition. And here is the new Rick Springfield album, Automatic, $36.99. I think I had one person, let's go ahead and put down their name early on that one. Rick Springfield Automatic, and that was Tanya Jackson. Yeah, $36.99. Rick Springfield Automatic. I have one extra if anybody wants it. A parental advisory on a Rick Springfield album. That's interesting. $36.99 Automatic. $36.99 for that. So I have one extra to sell. And I posted a pre-order for this Lynch Mob release. This is Lynch Mob Revolution on purple vinyl. Lynch Mob Revolution on purple vinyl. And let me pull up the list for that right quick. Lynch Mob, there was a couple people I think. Yeah, Todd Tipton and Scott Smith have already claimed one of those. That's on purple vinyl, limited to 500. Lynch Mob Revolution, $29.99. So those two are already sold to Todd Tipton and Scott Smith. And I have a couple extras if anybody else wants them. Final call now. Jesse Rome has the sealed Eric Clapton and Friends. That's at $15, and I'm about to sell it. That's Eric Clapton, last known Yardbird recordings, and some stuff from demos from home, it looks like. Kiss Unplugged. Now, this is another one that came in. Tanner, was there any kind of list for Kiss Unplugged? I have a feeling there was a waiting list for this, or either we sold out to the exact amount and nobody won. But there's two Kiss albums that came in yesterday as a surprise. One was Kiss Unplugged, and the other was this one, or this Kiss Unplugged and Kiss Alive 3. Unplugged and Kiss Alive 3. Those were a couple surprise Kiss albums that came back in stock if you didn't catch that. So those are now available. If you want on the list, or if this one actually may be available. I only got one copy that showed up today from this batch. So let me know. $44.99. Tanner is checking on that. Oh, here, yep, there's several people, yeah. Paul Brothers, Travis McLarty, John Smetzer, and Joey Beagley. So that's 4 people. There's already 4 people on a waiting list. So if you're claiming one, it will be a waiting list only. That one is already spoken for. That's going to go to Paul Brothers. So we go ahead and make him a sticky on that one. Paul Brothers gets that one. Back up to the top, Eric Clapton was at 16, Alan Jonathan and Bill Walton on that waiting list, and also on a live 3. Jesse's at 17 on Eric Clapton. Let me go ahead and introduce our next auction. This is a 1975 Richmond press of John Prine's self-titled debut album. This was pressed in 75, a Richmond pressing. $35 start. Very clean. I called it EX Plus. It's not near mint minus, but it's very nice. Side 2 is very nice. Side 1 just has a little bit of a mark there and there. Very nice copy of John Prine's first album. This is a 75 Richmond press. It is a 4-digit, but it has the Rockefeller address, 75 Richmond press. That is a $35 start. $35 start on that. It has the original inner sleeve from Atlantic and about a VG Plus jacket. John Prine, that's a $35 start. His debut self-titled album, $35 start on that. Okay, next release was Glenn Hansard, $28.99. I posted a pre-order for this. This is Glenn Hansard, All That Was East Is West of Me Now. And there was a couple people who pre-ordered that. This was way up there on top of the pre-sales for new releases. And I will say I didn't know a lot about Glenn. And then I've realized, let's see, who was that? I did some research, and I've seen his records before. I guess I should say I was somewhat familiar, but if there's a new album or some kind of release with his name on it, it's usually up there at the top of the big sellers, or top sellers for that week. So there's 3 people who pre-ordered that: Michael O'Brien, Sherry Darnell, and James Rayner. So these 3 are already sold, and I have 1 extra. That's Glenn Hansard, All That Was East Is West of Me Now, limited edition colored vinyl. So those 3 are already sold. Final call now. Jesse Rome came back in on Eric Clapton. He's at $17. Johnny Williams, you're out. Let me know if you're done bidding. If so, I'll go ahead and wrap that up. And we had the new Shins. This is Shoots Too Narrow. That's a 20th anniversary remaster of the Shins' first album, $29.99. The Shins. And let me pull, I think 1 person pre-ordered this, and that was Sherry Darnell. So Sherry Darnell is in on that. $29.99. We've only sold 1 other auction. If you're just hopping on, we've only sold 1 other auction, and this is our next 2 and 3, and this is our first crate of vinyl. So if you're just getting on, you have not missed much. We sold 1 Eric Clapton, the white vinyl advanced promo of Backless. This is up for auction, and John Prine's up for auction. A live 3, both of the Kiss albums are $44.99. Jake Clegg is at 18 on Clapton. Johnny's out, but we have a new bid with Jake Clegg. So Jake's the new bid. Jesse Rome, you're out on that. Colin Butler is going to get the Shins, and Thomas Hujar, let me know if you want in on that. That was a pre-sale to Sherry Darnell. And this one is sold live to Colin Butler and Thomas on the waiting list. And we got a restock of Cody Jinks After the Fire. Actually, it's The Wanting After the Fire. This is the front of it. Cody Jinks, and that is $59.99. $59.99. Those are always limited. We get them in, they're gone. We get them in, they're gone, etc., etc. All right, Jesse's out on Eric Clapton. Johnny's out on Eric Clapton. Looks like Jake Clegg has that for $18. 10-inch, that's sealed. That's a final call for $18. And I'm going to go ahead and make John Prine a buy it now. John Prine, if anybody wants it, first come, first serve for a $35 buy it now. I've cleaned it, got a new MoFi inner sleeve. It's a 75 Richmond press, $35 buy it now for his self-titled album, John Prine. That's available right there. We sold some John Prine autographs last night. Sold a couple of those last night. Let me get this sticky out of here. All right, so final call on Eric Clapton. Let's go through this crate one more time. This is our first crate of new vinyl. And I've got 2 other crates, but it's mostly just a couple titles. It's some big pre-orders. The Charlie Brown Thanksgiving record's in. The Devo is in. I think that's Tom Petty Mojo. I'll go through those in just a second. So first, here's what's left in here. We did get more copies of the Cranberries to the Faithfully Departed. The Cranberries to the Faithfully Departed. This is available $36.99. That is a remaster of the original studio album from the Cranberries, $36.99. And Avenged Sevenfold. And by the way, some of these are pre-orders. We've already pulled them out live if you pre-ordered it. Waken the Fallen's $34.99. That's on Gold Vinyl 20th Anniversary. And DMX, X gonna give it to you. Gold and Black Splatter Vinyl, $39.99. Let's go ahead and sell Eric Clapton to Jake Clegg for $18. That's sold to Jake Clegg for $18. I'm going to grab a couple of our next auctions. I do have an autographed Billy Preston tonight. I have several fantastic autographs. So let's go ahead and go into one of the Eric Clapton unofficials we have, a vintage Eric Clapton bootleg. And I have some Beatles. I have a couple Beatles unofficials. Very cool records. Very cool Beatles and Clapton boots and other stuff tonight. First, LA Guns, the best of LA Guns, Ride on the Sunset. $29.99, that's on purple marbled vinyl. And Curtis Counts, you get more bounce with Curtis Counts Craft. All analog by Bernie Grumman and pressed at QRP, $36.99. So our next 2 auctions is Eric Clapton Blues. Eric Clapton Blues, that is a live in Baltimore vintage bootleg, 1986, $35 start. This is Eric Clapton Blues, $35 start. It's a 2 LP live unofficial recording from Baltimore, 1986. Very clean. Sounds great. Eric Clapton Blues, $35 start. Eric Clapton, that is now up for bid. Got lots of cool Clapton stuff tonight. Even got a MoFi pressing of Slow Hand and a white vinyl promo of Slow Hand. This is the Beatles. It's called Arrive Without Traveling. It's a 1992 U.S. unofficial on blue vinyl. It's got some really cool tracks on it. It's a $55 start. The Beatles Arrive Without Traveling. It is, for example, it's got a lot of spoken word with George Martin. So this first track, he's talking about Sgt. Pepper, the actual track, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And then it goes into the song. He has like the different mixes where he's taking out the volume or taking out the vocals and you can listen to just the instruments. Really cool. And I love this cover here, The Beatles Arrive Without Traveling. That's a $55 start. That's a blue vinyl unofficial from 1992. 1992, and that's a $55 start. There's our next 2 auctions, the Beatles and Eric Clapton. $35 for the Clapton unofficial and $55 on the Beatles. We had Rick Springfield, Working Class Dog, $28.99. Ghost is $31.99. Rick Springfield, $36.99. Automatic, new album. Lynch Mob Revolution, $29.99. 2 of those left. 1 Glenn Hansard, $28.99. And 1 Cody Jinks, The Wanting After the Fire. And that is $59.99. Michael Nath is in on Eric Clapton for $35. David, I do have Japanese, and I will try, as usual, try to get those worked in. I have a feeling you're going to see some Japanese, though, fairly quickly, as in right now. If I can find the record I'm looking for. Jake or Tanner, that record that just came out of the printer, I will take that to whoever can get it for me. All right, so actually, we already got 2 auctions up. Let's go ahead and go through our first crate of new vintage stuff. Looks like Paul and John were both here today pricing new stuff, so you know what that means. We've got some incredible new vintage stuff. Some incredible new vintage stuff, or I should say pre-owned, because they also put out stuff from that collection in what was that collection? The collection in Nashville. Yeah, forgot the name of the capital of Tennessee there for a second. So let's see what we have in here. Let me go through a couple and figure out which crate I want to go through first. This one looks pretty good. Let's go through this one. So this is new vintage and pre-owned records. well, it's going to be from collections of all over. So first we have Michael Nath is at 35 on the Clapton bootleg. This is blues. This is Eric Clapton live in Baltimore, 1986 vintage bootleg. $35 of Michael Nath, final call. And the Beatles, Arrive Without Traveling, is a $55 start. Blue vinyl, that's a final call if you want to get a bid in on that before I make it a buy it now. Let me keep these sticky notes over here. Okay, so let's see what we have in here. Face Value, Phil Collins. That's a 2016 remaster, $26.99. The remaster of Phil Collins' Face Value, $26.99. 2016 remaster of that. Also, this is Songs Oia Didn't It Rain? Songs Ohia? Didn't It Rain? This is $69.99. A 2014 reissue with bonus LP of unreleased songs. And that is $69.99. Very interesting. And we have Starboy, $24.99, 2020 blue vinyl. That is The Weeknd, Starboy, $24.99. 2020 pressing on blue vinyl. The Weeknd, Starboy on blue vinyl, $24.99. Cuda Bryan, 83, wants Phil Collins, and Shakedown gets The Weeknd, the record I'm holding right here. Up until then, I was about to say, boy, y'all are very quiet. I was about to ask everybody where they're watching from just to at least get some comments going. We had 200 people watching. No one had said anything for 5 minutes. Y'all are just, I guess, watching the lecture. Michael Nath was at 35 on Clapton. Jordan Vernoy bid 37. Cuda Bryan got PC for Phil Collins. And we had a $40 bid on Michael Nath for Eric Clapton. And Shakedown got The Weeknd. Jordan Vernoy was second. 311. This is a 2014 Record Store Day numbered. $49.99 for 311 self-titled. This is $49.99. A 2014 Record Store Day pressing numbered $49.99. Boy, I've been throwing some curveballs early. Sealed, $19.99. Artist, Fly, Electro House, New Disco, or Sky. I don't know what that is. FKJ. That is $19.99, and it is sealed. Black Sabbath, Paranoid, $39.99. That's a 2016 remaster 2LP with bonus tracks. That's a 2LP expanded Black Sabbath Paranoid, $39.99. Michael Nath is at 40 on Clapton. That's going twice, going 3 times. Jordan, if you're done bidding, let me know. I'm going to go ahead and make the Beatles a buy it now. Arrive Without Traveling, this blue vinyl, unofficial. Very cool studio outtakes and unreleased tracks. Very cool stuff on that. $55 buy it now if anybody wants that. That's the Beatles, Arrive Without Traveling. That's a $55 buy it now. Sold to Michael Potts. Next Japanese auction, and the first Japanese auction of the night, is Yes, 90125, a Japanese pressing. We just unboxed a new shipment from Japan, and there are some really nice records. This first one is Yes, 90215, featuring Owner of a Lonely Heart. This is a $35 start. Extremely nice near mint vinyl. It has both Japanese inserts, including the lyric insert. It has the cover. It has the obi. That's a $35 start. Clapton's at 42, now 45. This artist is FKJ. FKJ. That is FKJ. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. I couldn't even, I'm so bad at reading notes, I couldn't even, I guess that you did put FKJ on the back. Sealed, $19.99. New Barbarians, also sealed, $24.99. This is sealed. The New Barbarians, that's Ronnie Wood and Keith Richards. This is a Barnes & Noble exclusive. Wanted Dead or Alive from Madison Square Garden, May 7th, 1979, $24.99. Michael Nath is at 45 on Clapton. Jordan's done, so that's a final call on the Clapton bootleg. And Newgrass Revival, Friday Night in America. Newgrass Revival, 1999. You just saw Black Sabbath Paranoid. It's $39.99. It's a 2016 remaster, expanded 2LP, $39.99. B Smoker wants New Barbarians. That's sold to B Smoker. And The Better Beatles, this is sealed, $34.99. This is a Punk Beatles parody. Punk Beatles parody, sealed, $34.99. The Better Beatles, The Mercy Beat. That is a Punk Beatles parody album, sealed, $34.99. All right, let's go ahead and sell Michael Nath, Eric Clapton for $45. And if anybody wants Yes, 90125, it's a $35 buy it now. There's only been one other auction not sold tonight, and that was the John Prine self-titled album. That's a 75 Richmond press, EX Plus on the vinyl, VG Plus cover. It's a $35 buy it now, and now Yes is a $35 buy it now. Angela Strehill Band, $14.99. One more before I grab our next auctions. Sam Rivers Hughes, $34.99 for Sam Rivers Hughes. So our next auctions are going to be, we've got plenty of Clapton. Let's actually do this Genesis unofficial, and let me grab a Clapton from back here in the back. This is Pilgrim. So here's our next two auctions. Got lots of Japanese stuff to go through as well. First, Genesis Swelled and Spent. The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway live. This is live Genesis from the Hippodrome, May 2nd, 1975. This is an audience recording. 2LP Genesis Vintage Bootleg Unofficial, $35 start. $35 start. This is a $35 start. Genesis Swelled and Spent. The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway live. Vintage Unofficial live Genesis concert. $35 start on that. Our next Eric Clapton auction is Pilgrim. Pilgrim, Eric Clapton. This is a 1998 Europe pressing. Now, this is a Europe pressing. This album, along with a couple others we have tonight from Clapton, were not released in the United States. Now, Dale, in his collection, had it in this Japanese resealable bag, and he wrote sealed. Now, I know this is just a Japanese resealable bag. I don't think it is. I don't think it was sealed. If so, I opened it. But I don't think that was the original sealing. I looked up some other copies, and they did come shrink-wrapped. He may have thought that that was the original seal on it. Either way, the disc looked unplayed. That was unplayed with the original undersleeve. So this is basically a true near-mint copy of, Pilgrim, Eric Clapton. That's a $45 start. And I wrote in all caps, mint. Eric Clapton Pilgrim, that's a $45 start. That album's out of print, and that's up for bid. Next is, let me go back up to the top. B Smoker, let me see what else happened here. Done on Clapton. Somebody said they claimed New Grass Revival. Did you see my claim for New Grass Revival? Paul Gill, that did not come in. Genesis is a bootleg, yes. Eric Clapton's at 45 and 45. Paul Gill wants New Grass Revival. That did not come in. You got to make sure one that I actually hear you. If you don't see me pull it, then I didn't see it or I missed it. But also make sure you actually, once you hit send on your comment, make sure you see it pop up here. Can you do the punk? This is I think it's just one band. It's a punk Beatles. It's not a compilation. Yeah, I think it's one band doing it. It's called Better Beatles. Kurt Mangson, Dave Norden, Gene P. Smith, and Jay Ronson. It's called the Better Beatles. And Monica Malley got yes. I guess we had a flutter there in the Facebook and YouTube system for a while. So if anybody else missed anything, let me know. This is Yes 90125, and that's sold to Monica Malley for $35. I don't know if, I think I went invisible there for a while because everything I showed, the Genesis, everybody's asking questions about. So I don't know, I may have went like into the realms of cyberspace there for a second. Genesis is a I've lost my note. Genesis is a live unofficial. It's live from the Hippodrome. This is a bootleg. This has never been officially released. Genesis Swelled and Spent. The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway live. It's a $35 start. Genesis Swelled and Spent live from the Hippodrome. The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway live. Hippodrome 1975. $35 start. 2LP unofficial. Hope everybody got it that time. Genesis. Eric Clapton Pilgrim is an original 1998 pressing. Mint. Looks unplayed. Original inner sleeves. High bid on that is $68. Now, make sure I didn't miss anything else. I pulled New Grass of Revival. I pulled the Yes. And here's what's left. The Beatles punk record, Sam Rivers, Angela Strehill Band, Black Sabbath, FKJ, 311, and songs, Ohia, Didn't It Rain. Now time for new stuff that I hadn't shown before. Phil Collins, Hello, I Must Be Going. That's a 2016 remaster. It's $21.99. The corner is dinged. That's $21.99. Phil Collins, Hello, I Must Be Going. It does have a dinged corner. This is AJJ, The Bible 2, $49.99. AJJ, tricolored vinyl, $49.99. The Upward Spiral, AJJ, The Bible 2, $49.99. Kara Bauer first on Phil Collins. Edwin's at 35 on Genesis, going once, going twice. Thomas is at 68 on Clapton. This is The Great Valley in the Silver Dream, $14.99. Pink vinyl, this is Psych Rock, $14.99. The Great Valley in the Silver Dream, Psych Rock, $14.99. $14.99. The Roger Glover and Guest, the Butterfly Ball, $24.99. It's a promo with many members of Deep Purple. Roger Glover and other members of Deep Purple, promo copy, $24.99. Edwin has Genesis for $35, final call. Eric Clapton's at $70.72. Fred Carnell wants the Great Valley, the Psych record, that's sold to Fred Carnell. Joe Farrell, Penny Arcade. This has Herbie Hancock as well on it. This is $24.99. Also, Steve Gadd, Herb Bushler, Joe Beck, and Don Alice. And Paul says, what a lineup. Joe Farrell, Penny Arcade, $24.99. Eric Clapton's at $70 and now $72. Fish Fuego, that's $44.99. That's a 2014 orange vinyl pressing. $44.99 for Fish Fuego, $44.99. Orange vinyl. Stephen Wilson, The Future Bites, limited edition red colored vinyl. It's sealed and it's never been opened, $29.99. Michael Nath has Eric Clapton for $75. Eric Clapton for $77. With Thomas Hujar, no one else bid on the Genesis bootleg. That is sold to Eric Blom for $35. Eric, you get Genesis for $35. Our next auction is going to be another vintage bootleg. This is Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Works 8.5. Boy, this was tough to find. This is live at the Coliseum in Wheeling, Virginia, November 12, 1977. There's only one person that has it. This only has one person. There's only one person that had it on Discogs, and one person wants it. I don't know if a lot of people knows it exists then. This is a live Emerson, Lake and Palmer bootleg, unofficial, from 1977. Evidently, it is a soundboard recording, and this is a $35 start. Very clean vinyl. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Works 8.5. Very cool cover. Check that out. Very cool cover. $35 start on that. Works 8.5. Only one person has it in their Discogs, and one person wants it. So maybe if it doesn't sell tonight, I can get a hold of that one person that wants it. You can actually click on their name and email them. If you click on the want list on Discogs, you can actually pull up their user IDs and send them messages. I've never tried that. That don't seem like something I would want done, but I guess if you're really looking for a record, then that would probably make your day. Ed, not Eric. I don't know what I said, but Edwin Blom got the Genesis. Tanner's got it. I got backup over here. Tanner's got me covered. The Beatles, Yellow Submarine song track. This is $26.99. It's a 2005 pressing. Now what this is, it's pretty much Yellow Submarine expanded. There's no score music. So you get the original Yellow Submarine music, but then you get some other stuff from like Magical Mystery Tour and even prior albums. So this is all Beatles music. This doesn't have any of the score music. It's all Beatles songs from Yellow Submarine and more. That's EX Condition, $26.99. Also, introducing the Beatles. This is a genuine 1964 U.S. mono Monarch press with black labels. Wow, we don't get many copies of this that I can say is actually real. $74.99. That's a VG Plus copy for $74.99. It's a genuine 64 U.S. mono press with black labels. VG Plus condition, $74.99. All right, so Michael Nassau on the Eric Clapton Pilgrim is with Thomas Hujar for $77. An original 1998 pressing, final call on that. Darren Meyer has Emerson, Lake and Palmer for $35. That's going once, going twice. Never mind, because Homeland Conspiracy just bid $36. Brian C. wants Yellow Submarine. As y'all know, 9 out of 10 copies of this record is fake. Probably more like 9.5 out of 10 are fake. So that's a genuine. We have Marillion, the Thieving Magpie. This is La Gaza Londra, Marillion, 1988 U.S. pressing, EX condition, $44.99 for Marillion, 2LP gatefold. I don't think I've ever seen that one before. Sounds of the Sitar, Ravi Shankar, and that's EX condition, $17.99. Sounds of the Sitar, Ravi Shankar, EX condition, $17.99. Art Blakey Jazz Messengers, very nice, Caravan, VG Plus, $59.99, an original 62 stereo copy. This is an original 62 stereo copy of Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, VG Plus condition, $59.99. All right, final call on Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Darren Meyer, let me know if we want back in. Let's go ahead and sell Eric Clapton to Thomas Hujar for $77. We pulled Yellow Submarine. We have Craig Weatherford on Ravi Shankar. Marillion is not a live bootleg. Marillion is an official press. That's an official press. One of the many reasons I don't like selling bootlegs, because you start selling a lot of unofficials, and then everybody starts asking if it's an unofficial, which is a fair question, because they see all the bootlegs and they like, well, what is and what's not a bootleg? I will definitely let you know if something's unofficial. This is an official release from Marillion. Usually the unofficial stuff we auction, so I'll have like a Megadeth record sometimes and people's like, is that actually real? Is that a real pressing? But yes, Jeff, so that is an official pressing from Marillion, but that's the Thieving Magpie. That's a 1988 US $44.99. That's why I try to usually only auction the unofficial so I can let everybody know, hey, this is not an official pressing. So Thomas Hujar gets AB. That's Art Blakey. I've sold one Clapton bootleg. I have more coming up, though. There was one in the hot picture. I think there's 2 or 3 more. As usual, if I ever post a hot picture of records, that is just a sample. That's why I put that in there. We usually have 50, 60 auctions every night. So just not what's in the hot picture is what we're going to be selling, obviously. Here's another hard to get Clapton. This is a 2001 pressing Reptile. This has never been reissued. This is an original 2001 pressing, sealed. Hard to get, $155 start. It's Eric Clapton Reptile. It is sealed. It's $155 start. $155 start. Reptile, Eric Clapton, sealed from 2001, $155 start. No one else bid on Emerson, Lake & Palmer. That is sold to Homeland Conspiracy for $36. I'll grab another Japanese auction in just a second. But first, we have the Beatles. This is 62 to 66. VG Plus condition, $36.99. $36.99. How about some Police? How about some Japanese Police? This is Regatta de Blanc, a very nice Japanese pressing, $45 start. $45 start. The Police Regatta de Blanc, this is a $45 start. This is an extremely nice copy, near mint and pristine Japanese vinyl. The cover has the obi, and we have a Japanese insert, 2-page flip, and complete with obi. Insert, very nice cover. The Police is a $45 start. $45 start on that. James Rayner wants the Beatles. We have, would the Magpie have the printed inner sleeve? It does have the printed inner sleeves, yes. Marillion. Surprised no one's claimed that yet. That's a Marillion I've never seen before. 1988 U.S. press, EX condition, $44.99. Police is a $45 start. Clapton's a $155 start. Romantic Warrior, Return to Forever, VG Plus condition, $12.99 on Return to Forever. And the Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, original cast record, VG condition, $9.99. Phil Dirt and the Dozers, Jailhouse Rock Live. That's EX condition, $11.99. Also, we have George Adams, Don Pullen Quartet, live at Village Vanguard Volume 2. A 1986 Italian import, EX condition, $22.99. And Captain Copter and the Fabulous Twirlybirds, Randy, California. A 1973 Santa Maria press, EX condition, $22.99. Captain Cooper and the Fabulous Twirlybirds, Randy, California. EX $22.99. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make Clapton a buy now for $155. If anybody wants on that, Clapton Reptile, an original 2001 sealed album. This album has not been repressed since this original pressing. This is a buy now for $155. It is sealed. 2011 sealed. That's $155. And if anybody wants the Police, it's a $45 buy now. The Police Regatta de Blanc. That's a buy now for $45 if anybody wants that. This is the Police Regatta de Blanc. Those are available, $155 and $45. Autumn Betts wants Captain Copter. That is sold to Autumn Betts. And Thomas Hujar is going to get the Police for $45. Clapton is still available as of this moment. Next record, before I grab our next auctions, is King Crimson in the Wake of Poseidon. This is an OG Presswell press, VG Plus condition, $24.99. Or I should say it's a Presswell press. VG Plus $24.99. Is the Beatles a Monarch press if it's still around? I'll have to look at it closely. Yes, this is a Monarch. I was going to make sure he put that on there. Genuine 64 US Mono Monarch press with original black labels, or with black labels, VG Plus condition, $74.99. $74.99. Here's one of the coolest Clapton records that I found last night. We pretty much have a whole tub, which is probably the equivalent of a couple hundred Eric Clapton records. This one's probably one of the neatest ones and one of the best sounding ones I listened to last night. This is a 1977 promo, white label promo of Slow Hand, white vinyl. I keep on saying white label, white vinyl. It's actually a 4-track sampler, advanced copy. And on Discogs, there's a lot of notes at the bottom, people talking about the sound quality. This is cut from the T. If this means anything to you, I'm going to start talking in some audiophile terms here. This is cut from the TML-M lacquer. And everybody was saying this is the best versions of these songs money can buy. Lay Down Sally, Wonderful Tonight, Cocaine, and The Core. All amazing tracks. It's cut very hot. It sounds amazing. White vinyl. This is a promo copy, 4-track of Slow Hand. This is a $55 start. Eric Slowhand Clapton on white vinyl. Cocaine, the Core, Lay Down Sally, Wonderful Tonight. For programming only, not for sale, 33 1/3. That is a $55 start. Very cool Eric Clapton record there. A white vinyl promo, 4-track of Slow Hand, white vinyl. First, Jeremiah Stages says he'll take King Crimson, and Brent Robley says he'll take the Beatles. And what's the last record in the crate? This is George Adams and Don Pullen Quartet live at the Vanguard, a 1986 Italian pressing, EX 2299. Blowing in from Chicago, Cliff Jordan and John Gilmore with Horace Silver, Curly Russell, and Art Blakey. That's a U.S. reissue, EX condition, $26.99. Clapton's a $55 start. White vinyl promo of Slow Hand. And man, it does sound incredible. My word on that. I played it twice. For a long time since I heard The Core, I guess it had been a long time since I listened to Slow Hand. I forgot how good of a song that was too, The Core. Let me grab our next Japanese. We have a whole crate of new Japanese arrivals, and this is what I call one of our premium Japanese shipments. This is some really nice stuff. Most of y'all hadn't seen, but to give you some teasers, ELO, Beatles, Tears for Fears, Beatles, The Police, David Bowie, Kiss, Beatles, Police, Rat, Cyndi Lauper, the Beatles, Rat, ELO, Ace Frehley, the Beatles, Yes, Kiss, Beatles, Elton John, Journey, U2, Yes, Beatles. Lots of Beatles. Let's do the David Bowie first. Let's Dance. This is a near mint and pristine Japanese pressing. The vinyl is extremely nice. Near mint minus, typical very high quality and well taken care of Japanese vinyl. This is Let's Dance, David Bowie. $45 start. Should I mention that Stevie Ray Vaughan's doing the lead guitar for him on this album? If you did not know that, it has the Japanese inner sleeve and insert. Very nice cover of Obi. David Bowie's a $45 start. All right. And we have, did I miss a Marillion? There is a Marillion that no one has claimed. It's incredibly still available. Jeff Topping asked about it. I'm assuming he was passing. Marillion isn't official. The Thieving Magpie, La Gaza Ladra, a 1988 U.S. pressing, EX condition, $44.99. That's a first come, first serve. And then make sure I didn't miss anything out. No cocaine with Clapton. No, just the white vinyl. It's on cocaine white vinyl. I don't know why they didn't put that on there, but I guess back in the day, they wasn't naming these colored vinyl pressings like they do with everything today. It's like, today, if they reissued this on white vinyl, the hop sticker would say, on cocaine white vinyl. But now it's just white vinyl. Or back then it was just white vinyl. David Howard wants the Marillion. That is so did David Howard. And we have a bid on Eric Clapton looking for a $45 start on Bowie. Deep Purple Stormbringer. VG condition, $14.99. Deep Purple Stormbringer. VG condition, $14.99. Blowing In from Chicago is a reissue. Blue Note, $15.49. I don't have a year. It looks like a newer reissue. It's EX condition, $26.99. That's all I can tell you on that one. If is VG plus $14.99. If is VG plus $14.99. About a VG cover on that one. Final call. Speaking of Eric Clapton, final call. I can't believe it. Michael Nath has it for one and only one bid. Slow Hand on white vinyl, 4-track promo, $55 final call. And final call if you want to lock in a bid on Bowie before we make that a bite now. $45 start on that. Officina de Pasportes. This is EX 1299. It's a 1983 German import 12-inch single. What do we have here? Is this Genesis? Yeah, I was about to say. I flipped on the back and I seen Illegal Alien and turn it on again. This is Genesis. EX condition, $12.99. Calvin Ward's at $60 on Eric Clapton. Fly Through the Country. This is the Newgrass Revival. Newgrass Revival, VG plus $14.99. The top scene does have a light split on it. That is VG plus $14.99. No barcode on it. No barcode on Blue Note. US reissue, EX condition, $26.99. No barcode. Renee wants the Genesis. That's so to Renee. Paul Gill gets Newgrass Revival. That's sold to Paul Gill, Newgrass Revival. Edwin, the Genesis is already sold. And Art and Aaron Neville. Art and Aaron Neville, the Neville brothers. EX condition, $17.99. Address on the Blue Note label. This is, it feels like newer vinyl too, but the address is 304 Park Avenue South, New York City. 304 Park Avenue South. Eric Clapton's now at 62. I'm going to go ahead and make David Bowie a buy it now for $45. I bet somebody's on standby. No bid on that. Somebody's going to get it, and there's going to be probably somebody else disappointed. David Bowie, Let's Dance, $45 buy it now on that. That does have cocaine on it. It does have cocaine, the song, not the illegal, highly regulated substance. John Hammond, So Many Roads, VG Plus condition, $14.99. 1965 orange Vanguard labels. Wow, orange Vanguard labels. I don't know if I've seen that before. VG Plus, $14.99. And the great songs of the Beatles, this is EX, $12.99. This is covers. This isn't actually the Beatles. This is Capitol artists doing covers. It's in quad, EX condition, $12.99. Clapton's at $62, $65, $68. And Kuda Bryan gets the David Bowie. Tanner, that was a $45 buy it now. And like I said, the audiophile note takers at the bottom of the Discogs listings was saying this is the best versions of these songs. I've listened to Slow Hand a bunch. We even have a MoFi copy tonight that we sold last night, or that I listened to last night. And I will say, this is cut loud. When cocaine came on, it was good. Tanner's my witness, right, Tanner? It was good. So this is cut from, I don't know a lot about these, what he was referring to on these tapes, but it was cut from the TML-M. You know, of course, it's all analog, and it's cut from the TML-M lacquer. Of course, it's a promo on white vinyl. But yeah, and just look at these tracks. I mean, that's probably the 4 best tracks from the album too. Cocaine, The Core, and of course, Lay Down Sally and Wonderful Tonight. This next auction is pretty cool. This is a 1980 Israel pressing of Magical Mystery Tour. This was pressed in Israel. And of course, if that cover looks a little bit different, those are obviously not the original colors of Magical Mystery Tour. Let me see if I got a new pressing or a copy of... I don't have a new press. I thought I had a new pressing. I was going to show you the colors, but that's not... There's nothing wrong with your monitor. That's completely different colors. This is a $65 start. This is Magical Mystery Tour, a 1980 Israel pressing with alternate cover art. Colors, I should say. This is a $65 start. The vinyl's very clean. It sounded really cool, too. Of course, you know, Magical Mystery Tour is one of those albums where there's a lot of different mixes, a lot of different mastering. This actually has on the label stereo and mono, but from what I could understand, it's all in stereo. It has the original U.S. catalog number, SMAL2835. So I think it's stereo mastering all the way through. But look how unique. It's got green colors on it. It's a single pocket. It's not a gatefold either. $65 start. Magical Mystery Tour, a 1980 Israel pressing. 1980 Israel pressing on with the green cover. By the way, Eric Clapton's at 75 with Calvin Ward. Ernest, you're out. Ernest, you're out. And Michael Nath, you're out. High bid, $75. Disco Mania by Cafe Cream. This is VG Plus, $9.99. It's a white label promo, 12-inch single. Disco Mania by Cafe Cream. Michael Naff's back in on Clapton at 76, and so is Thomas Hujar. We got 4 active bidders on the Eric Clapton right now. The Subdudes is EX condition, $12.99. The Subdued self-titled, and Linda Ronstadt, Different Drum. This is a compilation of Linda Ronstadt music from the Stone Ponies. VG Plus, $9.99. Linda Ronstadt, Different Drum. Calvin Ward's at 80 on Eric Clapton. Karen Finley, The Truth is Hard to Swallow. Karen Finley, that's VG Plus, $14.99. That's a 1987 Belgian import, 1987. Also, Jimmy Powell. Jimmy Powell is a VG Plus condition record for $9.99. We have some curveballs here at the end. VG Plus, $16.99. Boy, what's that say? Something. Pot Liquor, Louisiana Rock and Roll. That is VG Plus, $16.99. And Sublime, 40 ounces to Freedom. That's a 2016 remaster, EX condition, $27.99. EX condition, $27.99. Craig is a rock star. Without Craig, we got Craig usually for a solid 2 hours every night, posting the track listings of every auction and usually any record that anybody wants to know the track listing for. So Thank you, Craig, as usual. Alan Johnson gets Sublime. Craig Ruth was second. Looks like we got one of our first outs on Eric Clapton. It's now between Calvin and Thomas. Thomas has it for $82. Final call. If you want to get a bid in on Magical Mystery Tour, the cheapest one listed right now on eBay is $99.99, and it's not in the United States. $65 start. I thought that was a very fair start for that and was hoping it would go up from there. Otherwise, I might have to add it to my Beatles collection. A green cover for Magical Mystery Tour, Preston, Israel, 1980. Let's go through this crate one more time because this was our first crate of pre-owned records. There's some great titles in here. I actually pulled out a couple of things that I'm thinking about auctioning, including a record from the band live. Boy, we never get stuff from the band live. It's like the Outfield. The band live and Outfield are two bands that people are always looking for their albums, and they're just not really in print, and they're really hard to find originals of for some reason. So I'll put that up for auction next. Let's go through this crate one more time very quickly. Songs, Ohia, Didn't It Rain? That's $69.99. 311 is $49.99. That's a 2014 Record Store Day numbered. Also, we have FKJ, sealed, $19.99. Black Sabbath Paranoid, a 2016 remaster expanded 2LP, $39.99. Angela Street Hill Band, $14.99. Sam Rivers Hughes, $34.99 for Sam Rivers Hughes. The Better Beatles, that's a sealed punk Beatles parody record, $34.99. Calvin's out on Eric Clapton. Thomas has that for $85. Final call, and Brent Robley's at $65 on the Beatles. So $65 on the Beatles, final call, and Eric Clapton, $85 final call. We got lots of Japanese stuff to get to as well tonight. AJJ is still available. The Bible 2, $49.99. The Butterfly Ball is $24.99. That's a promo with members of Deep Purple, Roger Glover. Joe Farrell, Penny Arcade, $24.99. And Fish Fuego is $44.99. 2014 orange vinyl. Stephen Wilson, The Future Bites, and that's sealed $29.99. The number on 311. The number on 311 is 4101. I wonder who has actually number 311. That would be incredible. 4104, 4104, 49.99. Is Linda Ronstadt Different Drum title? That is the name of the record. Yes, it's called Different Drum. Of course, that song is on here, but this has the tracks from the Stone Ponies era, like, let's see, Up to My Neck in Muddy Water. That's a good one. Different Drum, Stoney's In, Hobo. That's VG Plus condition, $9.99. $9.99. Return to Forever, Romantic Warrior, VG Plus $12.99. The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, VG copy $9.99. Phil Dirt and the Dozers, Jailhouse Rock Live, EX $11.99. George Adams, Don Pullen Quartet, EX $22.99. Deep Purple Stormbringer, VG $14.99. And If was VG Plus $14.99. Clapton is sold to Thomas Hujar for $85. The Beatles are sold, is sold. That is to Brent Robley for $65. We're not selling all four of the Beatles. We're selling the one Beatles album to Brent Robley for $65. Nice albums there. I'll go ahead and put up the live album right now. This is live. This is Mental Jewelry. This is the band live, right? Yeah, I don't think the artist is Mental Jewelry. Live Mental Jewelry. $45 start, EX condition. EX condition, live Mental Jewelry. And this was a 2017 reissue. So this is a 2017 reissue of this album, which is now out of print. Live Mental Jewelry, and that's a $45 start. EX on the vinyl. Finishing up this crate, the Neville Brothers, Art and Aaron, EX condition, $17.99. This was Cliff Jordan and John Gilmore, Blowing In from Chicago, EX $26.99. John Hammond, So Many Roads, VG Plus $14.99. The Great Songs of the Beatles, EX $12.99. Discomania, Cafe Cream, VG Plus $9.99. The Subdudes is EX $12.99. Karen Finley, VG Plus $14.99. Jimmy Powell, VG Plus $9.99. And Pot Liquor was VG Plus $16.99. Lives at $45, now $50. Our next auction is going to be Clapton. Let's do the Eric Clapton and Jeff Beck Crossroads Vintage Bootleg Unofficial. $35 start. Eric Clapton is a $35 start. This is a live bootleg unofficial with Eric Clapton and Jeff Beck Crossroads. It's a 2LP live recording. Now, I will say this. I don't have the details on it. I just know it's a live recording. That's a $35 start. Jim Hickson wants Pot Liquor. And let's go through one of our crates of new vinyl for tonight. Edwin's at $35 on the Clapton and Beck. Edwin is in. Edwin's in bin. So this next crate only has 2 records in it, but a lot of people would probably really like to know if they got one or not, and everybody got one of these 2 pre-orders. But let me go ahead and show you because I know I have extras of both. These are 2. If you see that we've ordered this many, that means we've pre-sold a lot. We've pre-sold a lot, and I'm expecting to hopefully sell more. So the first one is a new Devo compilation. It's called Devo 50 Years of De-Evolution. It's a 2 LP. Now, there's a surprise on this. Hope everybody's okay with this. I bet they will be. I found out there was going to be a Rocktober exclusive for this on red and blue vinyl, and I contacted my distributor, and they actually got the order changed over. So if you pre-order for this, the original picture and posting was for black vinyl. I've got Devo, their greatest hits on red and blue vinyl, $44.99. Mike Massey pre-ordered one. Jerry Stone pre-ordered one. So the pre-order is no longer for black vinyl. If everybody's okay with that, they pre-ordered it. I'm going to give you a red and blue vinyl. There's one for Mike Massey. There's one for Jerry Stone. Jason Walraven also pre-ordered one. So did David Eberly. There's one for Mr. Doug Page, our very own Doug Page, that is. James Bragg got one. Also, who else? Brandon Jackson, Cynthia Herdron, Stephen A. Young. That's everybody who pre-ordered it. And that's Devo. That's on red and blue vinyl. There's all the pre-orders, Tanner. There should be 9 copies there, including Doug's. We'll make sure that's right. So yeah, I got my order changed over, and I wasn't too late on allocations. Red and blue vinyl, and that is new Rocktober. That's one that they slipped in a couple Rocktober exclusives that wasn't part of that original list that I got, and this is one of them. Blue and red vinyl. Brent Robley got one. Stephen Roberts got one. Colin Butler got one, and Brian C. got one. So I have one Devo that's 50 years of de-evolution and 25 tracks. Of course, it has Whip It. Where are we at on live? We had Brent was at 55 on live. Edwin bid 35 on Clapton. Jake bid 36. Edwin bid 40. Jake's at 41. So Jake's at 41 on Clapton, and live is at 55 with Brent Robley. And that means Mr. Michael Bohannon, you're outbid. One Devo left. Huge pre-order for this one, and I know I have extras. A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving original soundtrack recording. Indie exclusive 50th anniversary edition on Jelly Bean green vinyl. There was a lot of pre-orders. $34.99. We are proud to announce for the first time ever, the release of the complete soundtrack to a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. First time ever complete release on vinyl, and I think that's why that was so popular. Let me read off everybody who got one. I'm going to do this very quickly and count it out because there was a bunch, and let me just count it out, and then I'll read off the names. So, Charlie Brown, Vince Guaraldi, A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, green vinyl, $34.99. Let's see, Joseph Snow, John Smetzer, Jerry Stone, Mike Helton, Brenda Medina, Sarah Long, Steve Howe, Ben R., Nick Pullen, Sherry Darnell, William Simmons, R.J. Myers, Andrea Wilson, Brian White, Marco Martinez, Mike Massey, Walt Cruz, Justin Dean, Brandon Jackson, Joseph Dela Cruz, let's see here, David Schroeder, Mike Douglas, Gabriel Brune, Scott Drum, Josie Wells, Letty Collier, Francis Drennan, Debbie Blair, Linda Banks, Trey got one, then he passed, so Paul Brothers, Denise Harrison, David Taylor, and Cynthia Herdron. Wow, those are already sold. So here's what I have extra. I have these extras left. 2, 3, 6, 7. I have these 7 extra sale, and I'm sure there's already been some claims in the comments. Tanner, I'm just going to pull and hand you this whole crate. These are all spoken for here. I'm just going to hand Tanner this crate and go ahead and grab Tom Petty because he's next. So I'll get caught up in the comments in 1 second. First, let me show everybody the Tom Petty Mojo, and I'm going to mute my mic for 1 second so I can take a drink of water before I can continue, okay? There's Tom Petty Mojo. I'll show that in just a second. Okay, sorry for the delay. A lot of pre-orders. So back up to the top. Let me get way back up to the top where we was. Devo. I think John Stites is going to get the last Devo because Brian C. was the last one on my screen. So John Stites, you're going to get the last Devo. I'm sure I'm going to order more of those and probably be able to get more. Live was at 60. Eric Clapton was at 45. Live was at 65. Keep in mind, I'm well up in the comments. I'm working my way down. Eric Clapton's at 46. Brent Robley got a Charlie Brown. Eric Clapton's at 47. Live's at 70. Eric Clapton was at 50. Eric Clapton at 51. Michelle Baker Miller got a Charlie Brown. Eric Clapton 52. Eric Clapton 53. Eric Clapton 55. Eric Clapton 57. Eric Clapton 60. Eric Clapton 61. And Eric Clapton 62. All right, so that means Live is at 70 with Michael Bohannon. Live is at 70 with Michael Bohannon. And Eric Clapton's at 62. I'm sold out of Devo, blue and red vinyl. And here's what I have left with Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. Green vinyl, first time ever, $34.99. And that's what I have left on those 245 copies. And as you see, several going to new homes. So that's where we're at on those auctions. Let me know if you want back in. And then this was a really cool, when I saw that this was coming out, for Tom Petty fans, this is a nice to see this because up until this release, this was a pricey record. One of the few records that was not in his catalog that was in print, and people were having to pay high prices for them because it's a Tom Petty record not in print. And this is called Mojo, and it's on red vinyl, $39.99. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, their 2010 album, 2 LPs pressed on ruby red vinyl. That's Mojo, $39.99. I'm about to read off the pre-order for that, but that's Tom Petty Mojo. Tom Petty Mojo. Brent Robley is out on Live. And we had a couple people on Charlie Brown. Let me go ahead and pull those. Kara Bauer and Jetted, I think. I just stepped away from my phone. But yeah, Kara Bauer and Jetted on Charlie Brown. Looks like the Eric Clapton and Jeff Beck's at 70. Brent's out on Live, so let's do a final call. Michael Bohannon got Live, or has Live, for $70. That's Mental Jewelry, out of print record, final call, $70, Michael Bohannon. And that's the same place Eric Clapton's at. Here's everybody who got a Mojo. If you don't hear your name, just let me know if you want one. We had John Miller got one. So did Autumn Betts and Dwayne Sevilla. More or Less, Chris Crowley, Alan Case, Scott Snee, Chris Kirkley, James Rayner, Dave Polek, Jason Fornerat, Chad Williams, not me, the other Chad Williams, Darren Wortman, John Smetzer, Stephen Tuttle, Pamela Yeager, Jamie Butler, Scotty Hops, Jerry Stone, Kevin Willis, WVU Mounties, Leslie Holt, Sherry Darnell, Marsha French, Scott Beebe, Paul Brothers, and John Sheehan. So these are all sold. Let me pull out the ones that are still available. And this is Mojo. And here's what we have left with Tom Petty Mojo. Those are on red vinyl. I'm going to hand Tanner the ones that are all sold. And I'm going to put this crate back up here so we have something to put them in. All right, Tom Petty Mojo. So we had Charlie Brown, Eric Clapton 70, Eric Clapton 71, Eric Clapton 73, Eric Clapton 75, and Christopher Morris wants a Mojo. First claim here live. Christopher Morris wants a Tom Petty Mojo. Let's go ahead and sell Michael Bohannon live for $70. I'll get a new auction started. Mojo is $39.99. Red vinyl, 2 LP. And just so you know, before this comes out on Friday, or before they announce this, it was a couple $100s to get a copy of Mojo. If you wanted especially a sealed one, it was a couple $100s to get a copy of Mojo. So now, red vinyl, $39.99. Eric Clapton's at 80. How many tracks was on the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving? That is got 21 tracks. 21 tracks. Wow, so it has it has a lot of reprises and bonus tracks. So yeah, 21 tracks on here. Recorded August 22nd, August 2022, and September 4. I can't get that out right. Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. So it's got all kinds of mixes and alternate and bonus tracks as well. So $34.99. Okay. Let's see here. Christopher got a Tom Petty. Actually, was that the first person? Yeah, Christopher Morris, Tom Petty. Mojo 39. Jake Clegg's at 80 on Eric Clapton. Kara Bauer wants Tom Petty. Kara Bauer got Mojo. Also, Eddie Purcell wants one. So, Cody Jinks is I've already showed these, but it's $59.99, Ed, if you want that. If you want it, just say sold. Cody Jinks is $59.99. Let's introduce our next auction. We still got an Eric Clapton up. Let me do this record. It's really cool. I listened to the whole thing. It's called The Beatles, Ed Sullivan. The Ed Sullivan Show. It's an unofficial. It has all 3 of the Ed Sullivan performances the Beatles did when they first came to America in February of 1964. And it even has like the very famous intro, you know, the very first time they came out on TV, you know, Ed Sullivan, he introduces them and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles," that very famous soundbite. That is how it starts off, of course. But it is pretty lo-fi. It's kind of like you're listening to it probably the way it sounded when it came across people's TVs in 1964. Very low fidelity, so it's not a very high quality recording, but it's kind of like one of those you put it on, and it's like I said, probably how people heard it through their TVs in 1964. $65 start. The last one I could find sold was 2 years ago, and it sold on eBay for $100. 2 years ago, so they don't come up for sale very often because it is an unofficial. $65 start, the Beatles, Ed Sullivan TV show performances. All three performances from 1964. Has lots of information here on the back. It's a really cool release. Somewhere at home, I have one of these, but it has a different cover. It's black and white. It looks like actually the TV screen. This one's blue and white. That is a $65 start. Now, Jake's out on Eric Clapton. That means Edwin has the Eric Clapton and Jeff Beck boot for $81. That is a final call. The Beatles is a $65 start. Mark, we've already sold the Genesis. Only one person bid on it. So that was basically just 2 releases. We had Tom Petty Mojo, $39.99, and Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, $34.99, were sold out of Devo. Mark, we've already sold. Edwin has already bought he's already bought that, unfortunately. I guess for you. Not unfortunate for him. Paul Gill says he'll take a Mojo. Let's go through a new crate of vintage stuff. Let's go through. I still got the Billy Preston autograph. I still got more Clapton records, and I got lots of great Japanese. Let's go through one of our first crates of new vintage stuff, though. Let me see what we have in here. Looks like some interesting stuff. Is this another Paul crate? Usually a couple flips in, and I can tell if it's a Paul or a... Ooh, yeah, we'll definitely need to auction that. The David Gilmour album. One of my favorites. First time I listened to that, I was like, whoa. Yep, here's another one, too. These David Gilmour albums. I wish that those are due for reissues. It's very exciting every day to just check my emails to see what they're reissuing because they're slowly putting everything in print. I mean, it's going to happen eventually. But even stuff like Dave Matthews Band, Before These Crowded Streets, Ozzy Bark at the Moon, the Sammy Hagar albums. I mean, for years, I've been here every night telling people those are out of print. They're rare. They might not ever come out again on vinyl. If so, it could be next year. It could be in 2 years. And slowly, they're getting everything in print based purely on this new demand for vinyl and records. So the originals I'm seeing, though, are still holding their value. Those Hagar albums, the originals, are still very desirable, especially Balance and For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. But some of these, it's very cool to see that they're putting some in print because not everybody can afford the $800 original copy, but you can afford a $30 pressing. So very nice to see a lot of this coming in stock. Eric Clapton and Jeff Beck is sold to Eric Blom for $81. Final call if you want to bid on the Beatles before I make that a buy it now. New pre-owned and vintage records. First is King Crimson, Cat Food Groon. This is $14.99. It's a 50th anniversary. King Crimson, $14.99. King Crimson, $14.99. Phil Collins, Both Sides. This is a 2016 audiophile remaster. Phil Collins, Both Sides. I hadn't had a copy of that in a while. $39.99. Speaking of that Billy Preston autograph, let's go ahead and run it. This is very cool. So from the Pittsburgh collection, our guy Dale, he got to meet Billy Preston, and he had a lot of different albums signed. He had Rolling Stones album signed. He had Beatles album signed, and he had Beatles-related album signs. Billy Preston, of course, some call him the fifth Beatle. And this album called Splinter, it's a really good album. It was produced by George Harrison. George found this band, Splinter. He put them on his label, Dark Horse. And Billy Preston played on this album. I 100% guarantee that autograph to be authentic. It's autographed by Billy Preston. He played the keys on this album. This is a $95 start. It's signed by Billy Preston. The album itself is really good, and of course, as you can tell, it's on George Harrison's Dark Horse label. The album itself is very clean and very nice. There's the original inner sleeve, and it's a gatefold, and it's autographed by Billy Preston. Billy Preston. The Fifth Beatle, that is a $95 start. And once again, we've been selling some Billy Preston autographs here the last couple months. I got back on eBay, Heritage, Terapeak Research Database, and once again, it's still hard trying to find a comp for just a single LP Billy Preston autograph. I guess we're the new comps because we're the only place I've seen being able to see just a single LP. There's Billy Preston photos. There might be even a Billy Preston, cut autograph where they cut his name out of a check or something. But finding a signed LP has been a challenge for me, even going back 2 or 3 years on eBay. So Splinter, autographed by Billy Preston, that's a $95 start. I'm going to go ahead and make the Beatles a buy it now. $65 buy it now, the Ed Sullivan TV performances. Me and Tanner listened to this last night. Really cool, right, Tanner? Heard the Beatles. I love when Ed Sullivan says, "The Beatles." They start playing. You hear all the screams and everything. You hear all the screams and everything. That is a $65 buy it now if anybody wants that. King Crimson and Soda Jetstream. Christopher Bruscia is second. Christopher Bruscia is second. That's a $95 start. We have Godspeed You, Black Emperor. I've seen their records before. This is $24.99, complete with inserts and flat pinup. Is that what that says? $24.99. Godspeed You, Black Emperor, $24.99. And we have Jimi Hendrix, Morning Symphony Ideas. Jimi Hendrix is $19.99, 2016 yellow vinyl. Billy Preston autographs, well, they're worth whatever somebody's willing to pay, because there's not really any guide to knowing what they're really worth. However, his most valuable autograph, I'd say, would probably be on the Let It Be album, which we do have a copy in the back. We do have a copy of the autographed Let It Be album. I'm saving that for a very special occasion when we auction that. So I'd say the most expensive Billy Preston autograph would be on the Let It Be album because he played on that Beatles album. And we have a copy of that in the back. Just FYI, I'm saving it for a very special occasion. But we did have a Rolling Stones. He signed a Rolling Stones album we had the other night, and that was a heated auction. So autographs are always worth whatever somebody's willing to pay for them. There's some that sell for tens of thousands, depending on who they are and what it's on, and there's some that sell for very little. I've got some autographs. We're having trouble. I'm having trouble selling them for $5, some of them. So it's people that we don't know, so they don't really mean anything to anybody. Soundgarden, Flower, $35 start. This is 1989 SST. It's a 3-track Soundgarden, $35 start. This should be like in a hot picture, and it just got slipped in tonight. Soundgarden, Flower, $35 start. It's a 3-track 1989 SST, $35 start and bid. Final call if you want to bid on the Billy Preston. Paul says with flat penny. I thought that's what that said. Flat penny. Paul, I've got to get you some bigger sticky notes. $24.99 on that. We have Jimi Hendrix. I've already shown that. $19.99. And Genesis Duke is a 2015 remaster. $21.99. Genesis Duke is $21.99. Genesis Duke, $21.99. Marillion, He Knows You Know. White label promo, 12-inch single. Promo with the promotional strip. Chelsea Monday's also on that. $19.99. Dave Matthews Band, Under the Table and Dreaming. A 2015 numbered remaster. This is numbered down here at the bottom. 6881, $79.99 for Dave Matthews Band, Under the Table and Dreaming. McCartney 3 is sealed. $49.99, 2020 white vinyl. Is this the one that could have an autograph in it? There's one of these that include autographed inserts, and I've still got mine sealed. I'm afraid to open it because I tried to do some research, and I figured out that the day that came out, 7 of the 10 autographs were found, or there was only like 10 of them, and I don't know if the other 3 were ever found. I lost interest after trying to find out, but there is a copy of that has an autographed insert, white spine, not white vinyl. This says white spine. Oh, white spine. Got it. I'm glad Paul's watching. Paul, I'm glad you're watching. You're on top of these notes on the back. 2020 with white spine. Wow, I didn't even know that was a variant. White spine. That is sold to Christopher Morris. And Christopher, that's not white vinyl. That's white spine. I'll make sure you actually want that before we tag it. Michael Bohannon wants Dave Matthews Band. I'm going to go ahead and make the Billy Preston a buy it now for $95. Splinter, The Place I Love You, autographed by Billy Preston. If anybody wants that, it's a $95 buy it now. $95 buy it now. Soundgarden's at $35 and now $40. So Shane Devers has that for $40. Just a quick recap. Christopher Morris says he still will take Paul McCartney. That's so to Christopher Morris. Billy Preston's available, $95 buy it now. The Beatles, Ed Sullivan Performances is a buy it now for $65. We still have Eric Clapton Reptile. It is sealed for $155. And John Prine was $35. And that was a 75 pressing. That's our only auctions that have not sold tonight. Soundgarden's at $40 with Shane Devers. And let me grab something else out of the bin that is going to be for sale tonight. Let's do a Grateful Dead record, a residual Grateful Dead record I didn't get to last night. Actually, sold and shown everything that we had, right, Tanner? We sold every Grateful Dead record last night. Every Grateful Dead record. This is just some that I didn't get the price before the show started. Thanks for all the Deadheads who turned out last night. We sold every Grateful Dead record. By the time the sale was over, there was nothing left. We sold every Grateful Dead record. Now, there's hundreds. We have hundreds more, including lots of bootlegs. We'll do that again probably sometime next week. This is an original 1970 Santa Maria OG First Press textured cover. This is a top copy of Working Man's Dead. $45 start. Working Man's Dead. It has the original Warner Brothers inner sleeve. Extremely nice cover. It's textured, beautiful spine, corners, everything. That is a $45 starting bid. Soundgarden is a final call. Ron Duffield, let me know if you want back in. Let's go back through the crate. We have, or let's continue with going back through the crate. $29.99. This is King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard XU. Infest the Rat's Nest. This is $29.99. It's black and red split vinyl. Tom Dearlove's at $45 on the Grateful Dead. We also have David Bowie Low. That's a remaster, $26.99 for David Bowie Low. And this is King Crimson, an alternative guide to King Crimson, a 2020 UK pressing with booklet. It's also called or known as King Crimson Rarities. $49.99. $49.99 on that. Okay, so Grateful Dead, $45. First, was there a Japanese, what was the Japanese ELO? Give me 1 second and I'll step over there and show you. Tom bid $45 on the Grateful Dead. Paul T bid $50. Ron Duffield is at $45 on Soundgarden. Mike Patterson wants King. I'm assuming that was for King Gizzard, Mike. King Gizzard and not King Crimson. But let me know for sure. That's sold to Mike Patterson. And yes, King Gizzard. Thank you. Phil Collins, but seriously, I said the other night, that's one in his catalog we don't see as often. And that's a 2016 Half-Speed Master, $26.99. This has the hit song, Another Day in Paradise. Another Day in Paradise is on that one. That is $26.99. Also, Marillion, here's another one we don't see as often, Clutching at Straws. Marillion is a 1987 U.S. press, $29.99. Soundgarden is called Flower. It's a 1989 SST, 12-inch, 45 RPM, 3-track. There's the OG Soundgarden lineup. I guess that was the only lineup. That is a, no, I guess, let's see here. I think this guy, there was Hyro. Maybe there was somebody later for that one. But that is at $50. That is at $50. Or Chris Cornell was in great shape. Actually, in the Rick Beato interview, that's why they said he could. They said he always stayed in great shape. That's why he could scream like that. I was like, I didn't know being in shape could make you have a louder voice. But I think one of those persons they was interviewing on Rick Beato, that's why he said he could scream like that. He was in great shape. I was like, wow, I didn't know that had anything to do with your voice. I do have a David Gilmour auction up on deck. Yes. Okay. Next is Welcome Oblivion. $44.99, 2013 with CD. This is Welcome Oblivion, $44.99, 2013 pressing with the CD, $44.99. Welcome Oblivion. I can definitely tell we're in a Paul crate for sure. Dirty Dozen, the Dirty Dozen Brass Band and the New Orleans, $19.99, 1990 U.S. pressing, $19.99. And we have Joyce Manor, Never Hung Over Again. Joyce Manor is $19.99. So update on the Grateful Dead. I've got to start wrapping some of these up. Grateful Dead is at $50 of Paul T. Tom Dearlove, let me know if you want back in. Tom Dearlove, let me know if you want back in. Also, Soundgarden just got a new bid. Ron Duffield's at $55. Tommy Flowers wants DDB, the Dirty Dozens Brass. That's sold to Tommy Flowers. Next is American and Football. Single-sided EP, $19.99. American Football, okay, they left off the AN here. American Football, that's a single-sided EP, $19.99. And the Marshall Tucker Band, $19.99. Marshall Tucker Band, self-titled, $19.99. Shane's out on Soundgarden. Ron Duffield has that for $55. I'm about to sell the Grateful Dead. This is Jazik, Fripp, and Collins, A Scarcity of Miracles, a King Crimson project. King Crimson, 2011 UK US pressing, $74.99. The top seam is busted, $74.99. All right, Grateful Dead. Tom Dearlove did say he was out, so that means Paul T gets that for $50. Final call on Soundgarden. Ron Duffield is at $55, and Shane Devers is out. So Ron has that for $55, final call. Pavarotti was in great shape, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that correlates or not, but he was like, they were talking about Chris Cornell's voice, and he's like, man, he was in great shape. He had a wicked set of abs, and that's why he could scream like that. And I was like, I didn't know that had anything to do with how loud your voice could be. So, I don't know, but he does. He's in great shape. A Day to Remember for Those Who Have Heart. A Day to Remember, $79.99. 2013 green marbled vinyl, $79.99. A Day to Remember for Those Who Have Heart. Green marbled vinyl, $79.99. Pat Metheny and Lyle Mays, As Falls Wichita, So Falls Wichita. Wow, $19.99. Okay, our next auction, let's do the Eric Clapton slow hand MoFi pressing. This is an original MoFi from 1980, Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab. The vinyl's a solid EX. It is not dead mint. It does have a couple stray scuffs. I listened to it. It's a very quiet record. $55 start, and this is the MoFi pressing of slow hand. We sold the white vinyl promo earlier. This is a Gatefold 1980 MoFi pressing, $55 start, slow hand. Original master recording, catalog number MFSL1-030. That's a $55 start, MoFi pressing of slow hand. And one more record, and I'm going to end Soundgarden. Freddie Hubbard Windjammer. Freddie Hubbard Windjammer, $19.99. Soundgarden is sold to Ron Duffield for $55. $55. Chris Cornell could hit another octave. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. He could hit another octave, though. Pretty incredible, the range of his voice. I think he's one of the few, you know, like Freddie Mercury, they could hit all octaves. Next auction is David Gilmour. This is his self-titled album. I've always called it a lost Pink Floyd album. If you've never listened to this and you love Pink Floyd, it sounds like you're listening to Pink Floyd music you've never heard before. David Gilmour. That's a $25 start. It's an OG press from 1978. 1978, and that's a $25 start. David Gilmour, $25 start. Great stuff here. There's No Way Out of Here. I Can't Breathe Anymore. There's another song called No Way. It's a good one. Short and sweet. $25 start. David Gilmour, self-titled. Clapton, we're looking for a $55 start. Let's go through a few more in here. We have Carole King and James Taylor live at the Troubadour. That's a Target exclusive on metallic gold vinyl with commemorative concert poster. Sealed, just $24.99. 2 LP, gold vinyl, and poster. King and Taylor, $24.99. David Gilmour, $25, $25, $26. This is an original soundtrack by Ennio Morricone, Moses, the Lawgiver. Wow, Ennio Morricone, Moses, $19.99. Ennio Morricone. Also, The National Trouble Will Find Me. Or what is the actual name of the artist? The National. The name of the album is Trouble Will Find Me, $26.99. $26.99, The National, Trouble Will Find Me. They Call Me Mr. Earl, Ronnie Earl and the Broadcasters, $14.99, Ronnie Earl and the Broadcasters. The Dirty Strangers, 1988 U.S. press. It's a provocative cover in shrink wrap, $24.99. Jeff McMaster wants The National. That's sold to Jeff McMaster. And the Dole Whitting Band, Good Rockin' Tonight, in shrink wrap, $19.99. David Gilmour's EX Plus, near mint minus. It's very nice. The cover's a solid VG Plus. It has a stress crease there. It has a little bit of a stress crease there. But overall, nice gatefold. The vinyl's EX Plus, near mint minus. And one more record in here before I do a recap and change crates. John Paul Jones, music from the film Scream for Help. And this also has Jimmy Page and John Anderson and John Paul Jones. They put his name twice on there. $19.99. David Gilmour's now at $30. I'm going to make Eric Clapton a buy it now if anybody wants that for $55. Eric Clapton Slow Hand, $55 buy it now on that. Eric Clapton Slow Hand, $55 buy it now. David Gilmour's at $30. Craig Ruth wants John Paul Jones. That is the bass player for Led Zeppelin. Michael Swanger gets Clapton for $55. Very nice. Those are all sold. David Gilmour is at $30. Let me see. I'm going to go through this crate very quickly one more time, but it is time for a Japanese pressing. We have ELO, a new world record. ELO, a new world record. Don't get a lot of nice ELO stuff on Japanese vinyl. We get them occasionally, but these are exceptionally nice. I told y'all tonight's pressings are very nice titles. I'm going to double check them live. And there's one of these that had a mark on it. Let's see. I think it's this one. Yep, there it is. It's right here in front of me. This one does have a mark on it. It's a non-feeler, just a scuff. But very rare we see kind of any marks, noticeable marks on these Japanese pressings. There is one right there. So I'm actually going to start this, instead of $45, I'll start this one for $35. $35 start. ELO, a new world record. A new world record. Japanese pressing with Obi has the insert. The rest of the album, other than that mark, is near mint, and that is a $35 start. This is embossed. This is embossed, glossy cover with Obi. Great track listing. This is the one that has Do Ya on it, So Fine and Living Thing, Rockaria, Telephone Lines on here, and Tightrope. That's a classic ELO album, Japanese pressing, $35 start. Okay, David Gilmour was at $33.35. Michael Swanger says he'll take a Tom Petty Mojo. Tom Petty Mojo for Michael Swanger. If you missed this earlier, first time this has been repressed in years and years. It was usually only available through the box set too. There for a while, I think. Red vinyl, $39.99. That's sold to Michael Swanger. I've got a couple left maybe, and 2 new bids on ELO, $35 and $35. Also, we've got 5 more crates of new vintage arrivals to go through. Wow. We still got 5 more crates of new vintage arrivals to go through, so everybody buckle up. We're going to be here for a while, and we got lots and lots of auctions. We have Phil Collins. I'm just going to read these titles. If you want prices, let me know so we can speed it up just a hair. Phil Collins, Both Sides, Godspeed You, Black Emperor, Jimi Hendrix, Genesis Duke. I've been talking about Rick Beato lately. If you don't know who I'm talking about, there's a YouTube channel called Rick Beato Music or something of that nature. He has millions of subscribers on YouTube. He's a very cool dude. He's a musical just genius when it comes to chords and actually music theory and the abstractness of music. But he was talking about this song on here, Turn It On Again. And he interviewed Kurt Hammett of Metallica, and I think Kurt Hammett warms up to this song, or he likes to practice playing guitar with it, and it's a really great album. It's kind of overlooked in their catalog. Genesis Duke, great album, $21.99. That's a 2015 remaster. So, shout out Rick Beato. Now, if he could give me a shout out, that would be amazing. Could you imagine if he tagged us in a video or something? We'd have like 87,000 people watching our live stream. David Bowie Live, $26.99. That's a remaster. King Crimson, also Phil Collins, But Seriously, Marillion, Welcome Oblivion, Joyce Manor, Never Hung Over Again, America, and American Football. Boy, that's a confusing title. American Football, but it's broken up on the title. Marshall Tucker Band featuring Can't You See and Take the Highway. That's a classic Southern rock album, $19.99 for Marshall Tucker Band. Let me get these records to stand up. There's another King Crimson related record, A Day to Remember. Pat Metheny and Lyle Mays, Freddie Hubbard, Carole King and James Taylor, Ennio Morricone, They Call Me Mr. Earl, also The Dirty Strangers, and Dole Whiting Band, or Whiting, one of the two. Let me get everybody updated on our auctions. We had ELO at $40 of David Johnson. Micah Santos says, I'll take a Charlie Brown. I've got those right here behind me. I've got 2 Charlie Browns left. Vince Guaraldi Trio, a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, original soundtrack, first time ever, green vinyl, $34.99. That's sold to Micah Santo. ELO's at $45, David Gilmour $43, ELO $50. Michael's out on David Gilmour. Mike had that for $43. Michael's out. ELO's at $51, ELO's at $52. We have 2 others out, and King Crimson, James Taylor and Carole King, and King Crimson. Okay, so the first King Crimson that was left was this one, the Alternative Guide to King Crimson, also known as Rarities. That's a 2020 UK pressing, $49.99. And the other King Crimson that was in here was the Jackzik, I don't know how to say that exactly, Fripp and Collins, A Scarcity of Miracles. That is $74.99. And yeah, that's $74.99. I think that's the only two that was in there. Patty, the King Crimson, or excuse me, the Carole King and James Taylor is sealed. It's unopened, $24.99, gold vinyl with poster. And that was an exclusive, sold only at Targets. And Miranda wants ADTR, A Day to Remember. A Day to Remember, that is $79.99. That's sold to Miranda Garwal. Miranda, are you a first-time buyer? And that is $79.99. That's 2013 green marble vinyl. Patty said sold on the Carole King and James Taylor. And now David Gilmour is the final call to Mike McGinnis. He has that for $43. I do have another David Gilmour, his second solo album, to auction pretty soon. And it looks like David Johnson's the last person standing at ELO. That's at $52. And let's bring up a new crate. I got five more crates of new vintage arrivals to go through. And I pretty much, if I combined all these auctions, we have a full tub of auctions. And I got a few records that I actually priced. Yeah, I price records every now and then. I usually get stuff ready for auctions, but sometimes I'm looking up records and I'm like, don't really need to auction this, and I just throw a price on it. So, yeah, let's go through these and see what we have. Let's go through these and see what we have. Okay, and Miranda, there's the link to our website. If you're a first-time buyer, I was just going to make sure you do want A Day to Remember. So I want to confirm that you did want to buy that and just didn't want the price. And then if you're a first-time buyer, let me know. Mike, there is a new bid on David Gilmour, Homeland Conspiracies at $44. So that means I can only sell ELO. I did the final call on that, and there's a new bid. But this is sold to David Johnson for $52. New bid on David Gilmour, Homeland Conspiracies at $44. This isn't a Chad crate, but I do have a half of a Chad crate. Actually, it's only about 5 or 6 records, isn't it? It's a few. It's mostly Clapton. Actually, it's a lot of Clapton. So let me bring a couple over. I'll bring a couple over because they're mostly Clapton records, and it's going to be confusing. So I told you I found an entire tub of Clapton stuff. So let me bring a couple over. I'll just start showing them individually. So first, this is sealed. This is $49.99. This is Eric Clapton and Friends, featuring Jimmy Page, Steve Winwood, and Jeff Beck. This is a very famous unofficial. This isn't unofficial from what I can tell. It certainly doesn't look like one, and actually Discogs doesn't have it listed. But this is the Arms Benefit Concert. That's sold to Michael Nath. And we have John Cipiolina Raven. This is sealed, $24.99. The 1976 recordings from San Francisco's own guitar god, John Cipollina, maybe, expanded and remastered with 7 new live and studio tracks not found on original vinyl. That is $24.99. There's a couple that I marked. Michael Nath got Eric Clapton. Miranda, thank you and welcome. First-time buyer, we got you down. If you filled out that information, thank you. Homeland Conspiracy, it looks like your $1 bump may have done that. $44. Mike says he's out. That's a final call for $44. That's a final call for $44. I guess I need to introduce our next auction before I can continue. And what do we have here? I have, Black Sabbath. I teased this late last night. I wanted to listen to it and show it because this is so hard to find in this condition. It's amazing. If you look up the 1970 OG Santa Maria press, they start on Discogs for $20, but guess what? It says, no jacket, heavily scratched, and they're wanting $20 for it. That's how hard it is to find these in high grade. This is the OG first pressing of the debut album from Black Sabbath, 1970, first press Santa Maria, $75 start. The vinyl is EX Plus to Near Mint Minus, OG Green Warner Brothers label, $75 start. It has the original inner sleeve. It has the original inner sleeve with that, and it has the cover in shrink wrap. Very nice cover as well. Now, this is an original price tag, one of those color-coded price tags. Somebody did write their name on the price tag. It says Clayman. Clayman. The cover is very nice, and that is a $75 start. This is not a gatefold. I think the gatefolds are only UK's. I don't think there is a US gatefold. I think that's only in the UK, to my knowledge. $75 start on that. Okay, David Gilmour sold. Homeland Conspiracy gets that at $44. And before I get rolling in this crate, I'll show the other David Gilmour, About Face. David Gilmour About Face. This is a $25 start, just like the other one. Extremely nice. David Gilmour glossy cover, has the original inner sleeve. David Gilmour is a $25 start. David Gilmour About Face, $25 start on that. Okay, next crate of new vintage arrivals. Walt Disney's Songs and Stories from Babes in Toyland, $24.99. These are all going to be EX Plus to near mint minus, unless I say a condition, so that means they're all clean. They're checked, they're inspected, and they're graded, and these are EX Plus to near mint minus unless I say otherwise. Looks like there's a little bit of wear on it, but Disney records are always hard to find in non-check condition. They're always beat up. Walt Disney's Peter Pan. I don't know if I've seen this exact one with this cover, 1969. That's the storybook and record, 1999. Walt Disney's Peter Pan, so Babes in Toyland. Peter Pan, Surlistic Pillow, an orange RCA label from 1969, and Indianapolis Press, $29.99. Surlistic Pillow. White Rabbit, Somebody to Love. Grace Slick and Jefferson Airplane, that's $29.99. Also, Walt Disney's Peter and the Wolf plus The Sorcerer's Apprentice, $19.99. Wow, got some great Disney stuff that we don't see as often. Peter and the Wolf, and also Peter Pan's in there. Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Goldilocks and the Three Bears, that is $19.99. Goldilocks and the Three Bears, $19.99. And Melanie is $9.99. Candle in the Rain. Candles in the Rain, $9.99. Okay, final call. If you want to bid on these, Black Sabbath is $75. David Gilmour is $25. Final call, buy it now. I wish I had more punk stuff too, but here's what happens. Two things. It's extremely difficult to get, and when we get it, it immediately sells, just like metal. I wish I had tub after tub and crate after crate of metal records in the back, which sometimes we do, and then they're gone in 4 hours. They're all gone, just like punk records. So if anybody has a collection for sale, let me know. We will travel anywhere in the country to buy it, and then we'll bring it back here, and then in 4 hours, it's all gone. So let me know if you do have a punk collection for sale. Or especially metal. We'll even go to Australia if we need to. I'll figure out how to bring it back. Sabbath is at $75. Final call. We have a bid on Black Sabbath. The Mothers, Fillmore East. This is $34.99. The Mothers of Invention, Fillmore East, June 1971, $34.99. That is, it looks like a bootleg, but that's actually an official press. The Beatles, 67 to 70. That's a purple Capitol label. Wow, I don't see. Usually they're on Capitol or on Apple. I don't know if I've seen many purple Capitol label blue albums before. $39.99 for that. Did I pull Goldilocks for Jeff McMaster? I didn't. Jeff McMaster got Goldilocks. And we have December's Children, the Rolling Stones, $34.99. December's Children, the Rolling Stones. That's a blue. Wow, that's a very nice vinyl. Blue London stereo label, $34.99. That was extremely nice looking vinyl. Black Sabbath is sold to Stephen Tuttle. Great deal on that. And if anybody wants David Gilmour, everybody always wants the first one. Not as much demand for this one, but this is a great album. $25 buy it now for David Gilmour. First come, first serve on that one. I'll put up 2 new records as soon as I show the Nutcracker Suite. And that is $19.99, Nutcracker Suite. All my punk records are OG. Do you want to sell them? That's the thing. I usually ask people, anybody got any record collections for sale? And the feed will go awfully quiet because metalheads and people who have punk records, guess what? They're not selling them. That's why the demand is so high, and that's why prices are so high. Nobody wants to sell their OG punk and metal. When we do get a call that somebody has a metal or punk collection for sale, we're kind of like, oh my gosh, it's happening. It's like that Office skit, you know, when the fire drill and they all start freaking out. That's how we react here when somebody has a metal collection for sale. We all just start freaking out. Jeremiah Stagins gets David Gilmour for $25. You know what I'm talking about, Tanner? The fire drill from, that's how it looks here when somebody calls and says they're ready to sell their, and usually metal collections aren't that big. That's another reason. I've never seen somebody who has like 5,000 metal records. It's usually like 300 or maybe 500. Maybe 500 is one of the biggest ones I've ever bought, but I don't know anybody who has like 5,000 metal records. That would be incredible. They could also retire. You know, that's an incredible amount of metal. I don't know if there's that much metal, original metal albums on vinyl. So this is really cool. Here's one of the first Bruce Springsteen bootlegs we've offered from the Pittsburgh collection. This is a 1986 live Bruce Springsteen unofficial 5 LPs. A typical Bruce Springsteen 9-hour-long concert. Look at all the tracks. This is recorded at Giant Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. East Rutherford, New Jersey, USA, September 1st, 1985. So this is a live Bruce Springsteen. Live Bruce Springsteen. This is going to be, I didn't tag it. I think I meant to put $55 start. 5 LPs, and this is trademark of quality. 5 LP, full Bruce Springsteen concert from Giant Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey, September 1st, 1985. 5 LP, $55 start. The Sunday Special, September 1st, 1985. This information is printed straight from Discogs. There's the track listing. It appears to be a full concert. He comes out to Born in the USA, $55 start on Bruce Springsteen. Also a pretty cool oddity here. A test pressing. What I believe is a test pressing. It kind of looks like a test pressing, but it doesn't have like a normal label. Usually the test pressing like has handwriting on the label, but it does have this sheet with it. It's Eric Clapton, Money and Cigarettes. Eric Clapton, Money and Cigarettes. It's a $45 start. I don't know if it's a test pressing or an advanced pressing. Either way, I could not find a similar copy with this exact sheet. It says Editorial Services, December 20th, 1982, Eric Clapton, Duck Records, Warner Brothers logo, January 26, 1983. There's the track listing. So it's either a test pressing or an advanced pressing of Eric Clapton's Money and Cigarettes. This is from that Pittsburgh collection, $45 start. $45 start. 5,000 records, but not that much metal. Yeah, I know people who have 5,000 records, but I've never met anybody who has over 1,000 metal records. That would be incredible to see in itself. Disturbed will be here tomorrow. Guarantee it. Walt Disney's Peter Pan, another one. 1999. All the songs from the original motion picture soundtrack. 1999 for Peter Pan. Richie Valens, Golden Archive Series. Richie Valens, 1999. Richie Valens is 1999. That's on the yellow promo disc jockey label. Richie Valens, 1999. Eye of the Zombie, John Fogerty. That's in shrink wrap with the hop sticker and the track listing sticker on the back. John Fogerty, Eye of the Zombie, 1999. Michael Nath is at 45 on the Eric Clapton, going once, going twice. Final call if you want in on the Bruce Springsteen bootleg. That's a full live concert from Giant Stadium, 1985, looking for a $55 start. Christopher Morris, first on Richie Valens. That's sold to Christopher Morris. Next is Johnny Whelan, Reggae Soul and Rock and Roll. That's 1999. Johnny, that's not Whelan, is it? What's that say? Wallin, maybe? Let me take a look at the label. Johnny Wacklin, maybe. Reggae Soul and Rock and Roll. That is on Pie Records, 1999. Henry's Choice is at 46 on the Clapton. The Beach Boys, Endless Summer. Wow, check out that name. Zolo. Zolo wrote their name on the cover. That's unfortunate. That's a 2LP. That is 1999. I believe in the notes it said it was soundboard, but I have not listened to this one. It's trademark of quality. It's trademark of quality. So usually their stuff is pretty good. It's usually soundboard, trademark of quality stuff. Charlie Daniels Band, Fire on the Mountain, $24.99. Charlie Daniels Band, Fire on the Mountain, $24.99. That is the original label. Final call on Bruce for a $55 starting bid. Before I make that a buy it now, we got lots more auctions to get to. The Pina Colada song, also known as Ribert Holmes' Partners in Crime. So you like Pina Coladas, $9.99. Also, the Alberts, the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band, the Temperance 7. That's very interesting. It's a 1973 UK pressing, $19.99. Michael Nath is at $50. This is $50, and that is the Money and Cigarettes. It's either a test pressing or an advanced copy, one of the two. Either way, it wasn't manufactured for official release, so some kind of promo on that. It is Swingin' Pig, yes. Swingin' Pig, or TMOQ, trademark of quality. Singin' Pig, or it's the pig with a cigar. Yes. Singin' Pig. Some people call it Singin' Pig. I call it trademark of quality. Pig, the pig label. Yes. Savoy Brown, Raw Sienna, $39.99. A 1970 audio manufacturing pressing. That's one of those companies you see sometimes making records. It's like Richmond or whichever it may be. Savoy Brown, that's $39.99. And ELO, there's the U.S. pressing, a new world record, $19.99. We just sold the Japanese pressing. There's the U.S. pressing, a new world record, $19.99. Henry's Choice, let me know if you want back in on the Eric Clapton. I'm going to go ahead and make Bruce Springsteen a buy it now for $55 if anybody wants it. Bruce Springsteen. That's a 1986 unofficial 5 LP. 5 LP, $55 buy it now. Tom Sullivan wants ELO and Michael Nath on Bruce Springsteen. That's sold to him for $55. The Eric Clapton is at $50, and I'm about to sell it, is the Scarcity of Miracle still available from the last crate. I will check on that in 1 second. Rick Springfield, Living in Oz, $14.99. Now, I've got to get our Bruce Springsteen fans on board. There's 8 crates of Bruce Springsteen records in the back, mostly all promos, imports, and bootlegs. But there are 8 crates of Bruce Springsteen records in the back. Yes, that's a lot, I know. This guy had literally everything, I believe. It was incredible. And I really hadn't touched them. I just sorted them. And we've got them labeled, and I hadn't touched them. That one was just, I guess, a random one we pulled out. So, ELO's greatest hits. Here's the other Japanese ELO, and this one is top quality. Their greatest hits. $45 start. The vinyl is immaculate, and this is an amazing lineup of music. $45 start. It also, no, this isn't embossed, but it's very nice with Obi. First I thought it looked embossed, but it's not. That other album was. Has the original inner sleeve with lyrics, the Japanese insert, and that's ELO's greatest hits. $45 start. That's a cool, I wonder where that actually is, that medal, unless that's a drawing. It looks like an actual picture of a ELO medal, though. Henry says he's out on this, so we're going to sell Michael Nath this for $50. He gets the Money and Cigarettes advanced promo copy or test pressing. Dale from Pittsburgh, the collection, he had written on the original sleeve test pressing. So it could be, and maybe you might can do some further research and find out that it is. I've got an Eric Clapton that's going to be a buy it now. And we had one of these the other night, and it's $39.99. It's called Backtracking. It's an amazing Eric Clapton compilation. I think we showed it the other night, and 2 or 3 people wanted it, and I only had 1 copy. It's called Backtracking. 22 tracks, masterpieces, digitally remastered, it says, and this has stuff from, it has singles, it has history, classics, and live. And it's great stuff there, and that's sold to Jetstream. Also, any Kentucky Wildcats fans, great moments in Kentucky basketball with Adolph Rupp. Also, may have heard that, known as the Rupp Arena, 1999. Great moments in Kentucky basketball with Adolph Rupp, 1999. It's in partial shrink wrap, and that's a spoken word kind of historical document from Kentucky basketball, 1999 on that, 1999. ELO, we're looking for a $45 start on that. Also, Good Vibrations, the best of the Beach Boys, $19.99. Good Vibrations, the best of the Beach Boys, and the Ventures, Surfing and Spine. The Ventures is $14.99. Mike Massey, see you on Monday. Thanks for tuning in. Also, looking ahead this week, this is Wednesday. Tomorrow night, we're going to have metal records. We've got a ton of auctionable metal, Metallicas especially. Hope to see everybody tuned in for that. It's going to be a big night, and we got a lot of stuff to get to over the next 3 days before Saturday. So I actually may be here Saturday. I don't think I'm going to Tuscaloosa, so I think I actually may be here Saturday for the show. Either way, we'll be live, but we should be here. I should be here Saturday. Paul, if anything, will get the show started, but I'll probably be here Saturday. The Rock and Roll Circus. This is a $45 start. Now, this is a very famous bootleg. This is the Rolling Stones, John Lennon. It says Led Zeppelin, Cream, Mitch Mitchell, The Who, Buffalo Springfield, and this is a $45 start. $45 start. The Rock and Roll Circus featuring the Rolling Stones, John Lennon, The Who, Buffalo Springfield, Led Zeppelin, Cream, and Mitch Mitchell. $45 start. This is the Rock and Roll Circus. So, of course, that very famous Your Blues, that's John Lennon, Clapton, Keith Richards, and Mitch Mitchell. Led Zeppelin's on here doing Riverside Blues, and that's the vintage, the Rock and Roll Circus bootleg. $45 start on that. Very, very cool. Brent's in on that very quickly at $45. Any luck finding the sealed fog hat? No, Jeff, but I know where it is. I'm going to do that before the end of the week. And can I see the December's Children again? You can. The Rolling Stones December's Children is still available. It is a Blue London stereo label, $34.99, Christopher. Blue London stereo label, extremely nice vinyl, $34.99. And then Jeff and Master put I Am. And Jeff, what was I Am for? And how much was LR and Stone Ponies? That was a while back. I think it was VG Plus $14.99. And Christopher Morris said sold, and that is sold on the Rolling Stones. Let's go ahead and make this a buy it now. ELO's Greatest Hits, that's a $45 buy it now. ELO's Greatest Hits, $45 buy it now. That's a Japanese Greatest Hits, $45 buy it now. ELO's Greatest Hits, $45 buy it now. That's sold to Kara Bauer for $45. Still have great moments in Kentucky basketball. That's $19.99. I won't be in a bad mood if we lose, but I'll be in a good mood if we win. So I don't get too upset. I've been a Tennessee fan long enough. There's nothing that can faze me. If y'all have ever watched Tennessee football over the last 20 years, you know there's not much good stuff that can happen. So we have head, hands, and feet. Old soldiers never die. Head, hands, and feet. Old soldiers never die. Why am I putting this up for auction? It's because it's autographed by Albert Lee. Albert Lee played on this album. This is a $15 start, and actually, it's an OG press of Head, Hands, and Feet with the original insert, original inner sleeve, and it's on the original yellow Atco label. $15 start. Now, if the Vols do win Saturday and I show up for the show, we might do some kind of crazy sale like we did last time. We may show up and I may do some kind of crazy like buy one, get 10 half off. I don't know about that. But that'll at least get people tuned in, right, Tanner? Tanner said no comment. $15, that's a $15 start on Albert Lee. $15 start on that. All right, the Beach Boys, Sunflower. This is $19.99. The top seam is lightly split. This is the Beach Boys Sunflower, $19.99. That's a little bit tougher to get album than their discography. $19.99. Loggins and Messina Finale. White label promo, $14.99. Loggins and Messina Finale, $14.99. That's a white label promo. White label promo. And Almond and Woman. That's Greg Almond and Cher. That's a 77 Jacksonville press, $29.99. So, the Albert Lee autograph is at $15, now $20. Final call on the Rock and Roll Circus. Brent Robley has that for $45. Brent Robley has that for $45. That's Buffalo Springfield, Cream, The Who, Led Zeppelin, and then John Lennon, Eric Clapton, Keith Richards, and Mitch Mitchell doing Your Blues. That is a $45 start or $45 bid with Brent Robley. That's a final call on that. What time will y'all close tomorrow? I would recommend being here before 4:30. We close at 5. The doors start locking at 4:30 so we can start setting up for the sale. So usually try to be here before 4:30, especially if you want time to look around. I would be here before 4. Albert Lee's at 15, 20, and now 25. And Michael Nath wants the Greg Almond and Cher. So to Michael Nath. So got 2 auctions going. I'm about to end one. I'll show a couple more records. The Beach Boys Friends. This is a 68 Jacksonville press, $44.99. The Beach Boys Friends. That's a 68 Jacksonville press, $44.99. And Jerry Reed, Alabama Wild Man. This is a reissue on Pickwick. That is $12.99. Of course, the Alabama's favorite, 8.5 points. Of course, they're playing in Tuscaloosa, which it's always tough to win there. The place is probably going to be very loud and electric, which means we're probably going to be screwing up left and right. We play so fast, it requires communication, and we just don't play well on the road. So odds are not in our favor. Jerry Reed, so to Shane Devers. Here's another random Eric Clapton buy it now. This is called Edge of Darkness. 6 tracks, $24.99. Edge of Darkness, $24.99. Edge of Darkness, $24.99. 6 tracks, 45 RPM, 19 minutes of playing time, it says. Edge of Darkness, 6 track, $24.99. Edge of Darkness. Okay, Albert Lee's at 25, 30, 35. We have the Rock and Roll Circus, is what I was trying to say. That's sold to Brent Robley for $45. $45 to Brent Robley, he got that. There's a random buy it now, Eric Clapton, $24.99. And the Eurythmics is $24.99. The Eurythmics, $24.99. Sherry Darnell wants Eric Clapton. That's sold to Jake Clegg. Where's the Vols' confidence? Oh, I believe we can win. I'll always believe we can win. Now, Seth, that's a total doom monster for him. He never. We could be playing We could be playing, UTSA game. Seth was like, there's no way we can win this. Here's another Eric Clapton bootleg. This is Eric Clapton. This is Baltimore 1985. I think earlier we had a Baltimore 86. We had Baltimore 86 earlier. This is Baltimore 85. $35 start. Really cool cover. It looks like some Roger Dean artwork here. Looks like some Roger Dean artwork going on the front. Eric Clapton, Forever Man. Eric Clapton, Forever Man. This is a $35 start. Eric Clapton, Forever Man. This is a $35 start. UFO Records. This is a 2LP. Eric Clapton, 1985. Live concert bootleg. $35 start on that. Okay. We have back up to the top. Jim Hickson was at 30 on Albert Lee. Brent Robley was at 35. We sold the Eric Clapton. Jake Clegg was second. And we have this also. There's where somebody wrote the original track listing, which I don't think is too accurate. So, but I'm going to leave that in there. It's probably been with it for 50 years. So we have Stray Cats, Rant and Rave. Stray Cats is $24.99. Stray Cats, Rant and Rave with the Stray Cats, $24.99. And Joe Tex, Bumps and Bruises. Joe Tex, Bumps and Bruises, $19.99. Joe Tex, Bumps and Bruises. Orange Epic label, $19.99. Okay, I was waiting for Jim Hickson to say in or out. Brent Robley has that for $35, unless I missed Jim Hickson's out. That's about to be sold, and we're looking for a $35 start on the Baltimore 1985 Eric Clapton live concert bootleg. Final call on that. Wham! Make It Big. This is $34.99. Wham! Make It Big, $34.99. Wham! Make It Big. That is $34.99. Hadn't seen a U.S. copy of that in a while. Dolly Parton, Here You Come Again. Dolly's $24.99. And we have the Platters, Remember When. The Platters is $9.99. Jim's out, so this is sold to Brent Robley. Autographed by Albert Lee for $35. Final call if you want to get a bid in on Clapton. I got a very unique Beatles record here. This is the Beatles' Help. It was pressed in 1992 in Russia. Now, from what I understand, there's pretty much hardly any official pressings of Beatles albums from Russia or the Soviet Union. Pretty much if you see anything made in Russia, it's an unofficial. And it actually, based on, I listened to it all the way through, both sides, and on Discogs, there were some notes where people were really impressed, probably because it was most likely from a CD mastering. So 1992, there is a little bit of damage right here. In the run out on the last track, I don't know if y'all can see that, it will create some noise on, I think, is it Ticket to Ride? Is that the last track? I think the last track's on Ticket to Ride. It looks like it's like glue or something on it, but it's actually down in the grooves, and it causes some noise. The other side is near mint. It's actually a really good sounding record. A Russian pressing of Help, $35 start. It's an unofficial. It's got alternative artwork, as you can tell. Look at that. Very, very unique. 1992, very illegally made in Russia. I guess there was no way to get Beatles albums officially in Russia, and even the Russians wanted to listen to the Beatles, so they had to make them illegally. $35 start on that. 1992 Russia unofficial. I'm going to go ahead and make Clapton a buy it now. I find that very surprising. I guarantee somebody's on standby, though, for the BIN. That's a $35 buy it now on Eric Clapton, if anybody wants that. Back to the bin is Poco, Rose of Cimarron. This is in shrink wrap with the hype sticker, $12.99. Poco, Rose of Cimarron, and Tales from Topographic Oceans. This is $34.99. I think this is a newer pressing. Yeah, this is 180 gram. Yes, Tales from Topographic Oceans. I can tell the colors and the cover's in really nice condition. That's 180 gram on that. Jake Clegg gets to buy it now, Tanner, on Eric Clapton for $35. That's what we're looking for, a starting bid on Help. And man, there's a lot of people who have these in their discog. You start looking up obscure Beatles records, it's like looking up obscure Kiss records. There's tons and tons of people have it in their Discogs want list, waiting for somehow one comes available for sale, because Beatles collectors are usually completists, so they're always looking for the hardest to get stuff, and this is one of those because it's an unofficial from the 90s. Eric Clapton is $19.99. This is a Taiwan pressing. This is $19.99. This is one of those Taiwan pressings. Eric Clapton backless. Eric Clapton backless, $19.99. It actually, I listened to the first few minutes of it. It didn't sound too bad at all. It's actually very clean. It's on an orange LM Taiwan label. It has one of those really flimsy covers. It's an unofficial from Taiwan. So Taiwan was making boots left and right. There was pretty much nothing officially released in Taiwan either. They were all bootlegs like these, and this is one of them. Eric Clapton backless. That's $19.99. We have B.B. King in London, $24.99. Does the Platters have Only You on it? Does the Platters have Only You? That is not on this album. No, it's not. Yes, it's Near Mint Minus. That's a Near Mint, 180 gram pressing of that. Billy Joel, the Nylon Curtain is $14.99. Also, War, Why Can't We Be Friends? With the insert, $29.99. This also has the hit song Low Rider. Kevin Hughes says, I missed his Dolly claim. I did. DP, Dolly Parton. Kevin Hughes, that's so to Kevin. And last record in this crate is a very good one, The Very Best of the Doors. A 1985 RCA Music Club pressing, $59.99. Very, German? Yeah, German pressing, $59.99. The Very Best of the Doors. War is $29.99 and Doors is $59.99. The Beatles is buy it now for $35 if anybody wants that. That's a Russian pressing of Help. I Need Somebody. $35 buy it now. Great. One of my favorite Beatles albums. That entire side one is just incredible. That's for kind of more of the deep Beatles collector there. Wanting a Russian pressing. I'm going to read the titles that's left in here. Not before. We got 3 more crates to go through. Wow. Let me go ahead and get some new Japanese auctions going. Where's the other crate at? Let's see here. I showed Clapton. Let me show this Clapton. Let me show some other stuff that I priced. Here's a few more. Let me do this. 1, 2, 3. And let me show this. And I've got a couple more. I got another autograph here. So let's see. Here's a few more here. First is Eric Clapton. It's In the Way That You Use It. Bad Influence, Same Old Blues, and Pretty Girl. That's a 4-track EP from the UK, $16.99. Eric Clapton, It's the Way That You Use It. Bad Influence, Same Old Blues, and Pretty Girl. One of his famous gray Stratocasters. Look Inside the Asylum Choir. This is EX Condition, $19.99. You don't see that cover too often. Actually, Dale had wrote on it, rare cover. I don't know about rare, but it is a different cover than you normally see. Usually it has Mark Bueno on it, and it has different artwork. This has a roll of toilet paper on it. So first press, the original cover. Eric Clapton, $16.99. The Asylum Choir, $19.99. Buddy Guy, A Man and the Blues. This is an electro sound press. Pretty desirable, I think, based on just the sound quality. Buddy Guy, A Man and the Blues, $34.99 for Buddy Guy. And Warren Haynes, Man in Motion, sealed and out of print, $49.99. Warren Haynes, Man in Motion, sealed and out of print, $49.99. Our next auction is going to be Steve Cropper, an autographed Steve Cropper, Playing My Thing. It's autographed by Steve Cropper, 90, as in 1990, gold stamp promo. The record itself is very clean. That is a $35 start, Steve Cropper. Buddy Guy is sold to Shane Devers, Brent Robley 2nd, Michael Nath 3rd, and Fred Carnell 4th. And that leaves a quick recap of this bin. Eric Clapton, Look Inside the Asylum Choir, Warren Haynes, and Babes in Toyland. Actually, let me get another Japanese auction started. Oh, man. Great stuff still left in here, including U2 live Under a Blood Red Sky. This is going to be a $45 start. U2 live Under a Blood Red Sky. This is a $45 start. $45 start. U2 live. Look how nice this is. Extremely nice and near mint. $45 start. U2? Yes. U2 Sphere. Yeah, I'm going to hopefully try to go. It's just, I don't know if I'm going to have time or not this year. So, U2 live Under a Blood Red Sky. $45 start. It has the obi. The obi is an insert, so the obi wraps into the cover like this. So the insert and the obi is one and the same. $45 start. Live Under a Blood Red Sky. Awesome live recording there. Warren Haynes is $59.99. Ryan Christ, if you don't want it, $49.99. $49.99. Ron Christie, if you don't want it, it looks like Michael Bohannon. Brent Robley's at $35 on Steve Cropper. We're looking for a $45 start on U2 going in December. That's when I was looking at going, but man, December is a busy month for us. So But yeah, that's on my, Vegas is on my bucket list, and so is seeing U2 again. U2 was my very first concert, and I haven't seen them since then, so we'll see what happens, right, Tanner? Never know. Ryan passes, so Warren Haynes goes to Michael Hannon. So quick recap of this man. If you want prices, let me know. Babes in Toyland, Peter Pan, Surrealistic Pillow, Peter and the Wolf, Melanie, The Mothers, The Beatles, Blue Album, The Nutcracker Suite, Peter Pan, Tom Fogerty, The Johnny Wacklin, Reggae Soul and Rock and Roll, The Beach Boys' Endless Summer, Charlie Daniels Band, Robert Holmes, Partners in Crime, The Alberts Bonzo Dog Do Da Band, Savoy Brown, Rick Springfield, Good Vibrations, The Ventures, The Beach Boys Sunflower, Loggins and Messina, The Beach Boys Friends, The Eurythmics, The Stray Cats, Joe Tex, Wham, The Platters, Poco, Yes, Eric Clapton, Taiwan, B.B. King, Billy Joel, and then two great ones here, War, and the very best of the Doors. Final call on Steve Cropper. Brent has that for $35, and final call if you want to bet on U2. Let's go. Hotels are getting cheaper. I guess we could just take the entire Coletco family. Everybody watching right now, let's all get on Southwest and buy plane tickets. Yeah. There were some people that on the other night that said they had been. Is anybody watching right now that's been to the Sphere in Las Vegas and seen U2 on their new tour, on their new residency in Vegas, I should say? Very curious because, everybody right now, we'll just have a big Coletco reunion in Vegas. We'll rent out the Bellagio, and I'll take records with me. We'll have a live record sale there. Jake says he's on board. Coletco customer appreciation trip to Vegas. We'll tell you two we want to rent out the Sphere for one night. But I want to select the tracks. I don't mind hearing Octung Baby, but I want to select the tracks, so I would love to do there's so many U2 songs that they don't play live that I like. Now, I'd be all in if they were doing Unforgettable Fire live. That would be incredible. I don't know why. I don't know if they realize. Of course, they did the Joshua Tree live not too long ago, and that was a huge tour, but I missed that one. They came to Nashville, but they wasn't doing. And then the tour before that, they was hardly doing any hits. They were doing, I don't know, some of these bands, I definitely look at the track listing. It's like I was kind of disappointed when I seen Eric Clapton. He didn't play one Cream song, and I was like, what in the world? You know, I don't know if these people really, I guess they want to play whatever they want to play, but this is so to Brent Robley for $35. If anybody wants a U2, live Under a Blood Red Sky, $45 buy now. Yeah, like, man, Gloria, I want to hear that live, and I know they do. I will follow usually, but that's great. $45 buy it now. That's U2 Japanese pressing of Live Under a Blood Red Sky. $45 buy it now. That's a Japanese pressing Live Under a Blood Red Sky. So did David Polkey. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started in this crate, then I'm going to put up new auctions. So now we're getting to the point where I've got a lot of Japanese stuff left. Here's another obscure Beatles record, though. This is Alternative Tracks of Sgt. Pepper's. This is another unofficial on gray vinyl. It's a $35 start. This is the Sgt. Pepper's. It's on colored vinyl. It's on the, not the Parlophone label, but the Porlaphone. The Porlaphone label. That's on gray marbled vinyl. And what it is some of the tracks are alternate versions. Some of the tracks are alternate versions. So it's pretty interesting. Like, there's different mixes. It's a really trippy way to listen to Sgt. Pepper's. It's a $35 start, and that was pressed sometime in the 90s, I believe. Unofficially on gray vinyl, $35 start. Make sure I didn't miss anything else. So Michael Bohannon got the Warren Haynes. Let's see. Scott Drum put L&M. Was that a claim? Scott Drum, L&M, Loggins and Messina. Yeah, I bet that was a claim from the last bin, wasn't it? Loggins and Messina. I bet that was a claim. I missed that. Talking about Las Vegas. I got to stay away from the blackjack tables, though. That could get dangerous. Scott Drum wants Loggins and Messina. Info on the Ventures to Fred Carnell. Info on the Ventures. Let's see. The Ventures, Surfing and Spine, 1981. It's a 12-inch single. Showdown at Newport and Surfing and Spine, 1981, $14.99. Make sure I didn't miss anything else in all the comments. Let's see here. Chad's paying. The Beatles Love. Yeah, I've had people tell me, and I see that too. The Beatles Love at the Mirage, Michael. I've had people tell me that as well. David Polkey got U2. Yeah, that is right. Blood Red Sky is being reissued for Record Store Day. So, okay, I'm caught up. Let's go ahead. This is new check condition stuff that I have not shown tonight. New check condition stuff I have not shown tonight. From Walt Disney's Fantasia, The Nutcracker Suite. This is VG Plus, $9.99. The Nutcracker Suite, VG Plus, $9.99. The Nutcracker Suite. Also, Walt Disney's Fun with Music. 30, is that 30 or 50? Looks like 30. 30 favorite Disney songs, VG Plus, $14.99. Dwayne and Greg Allman. This is an unfinished or an unreleased demo from the 31st of February where Greg and Dwayne Allman was about to join the band, and then they formed the Allman Brothers. VG Plus, $24.99. Great stuff there. Walt Disney's Story and Songs from Pinocchio. That's VG, $9.99. And Neil Young is VG Plus, $24.99. Do I dare bring out some of these fantastic Japanese Kiss records without even letting Kiss fans know that we're selling them? I do have a couple in here. Let me get this crate up a little higher where I can go through it and see what's left. I also have a Johnny Cash box set here. Paul has this tag for me to start at $335. This is a pretty incredible set. I believe I posted it in the hot picture. This is a 2015 box set. It's complete and in fantastic, great condition. $335 start. $335 start. This is Cash, the American Recordings. This is the box set. Johnny Cash American Recordings, volume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is all of them with this kind of textured box set, $335 start. That's all of the American Recordings, volumes 1 through 6. American Recording, American label, $335 start. You can knock them out right here with one purchase. This is a must for music collectors and Johnny Cash. This is amazing. His American Recording, some of the last works he did, $335 start. I'm going to go ahead and make the Beatles a $35 buy it now. $35 buy it now on the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's. Sgt. Pepper's. This is a $35 buy it now. I'm pretty sure we had a customer on the other night that was at the Sphere concert. I don't know who that was, but if anybody does have any details, let me know. So. Oh, you got it ready? Tanner's got the Kiss box set ready. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it now. Tanner's got the Kiss box set ready. Looks like we had 148 entries. Is that right? 148 entries on the Kiss box set. There's everybody's name. Let me bring that over here. I'm going to go ahead and do the drawing live. So there's Tanner's going to go grab it. That way we have it recorded here live, and then I can probably crop it out and post it if I need to. This is going to be the live drawing for the Kiss Creatures of the Night box set. Tanner has gone through the comments. We have 148 entries. And what I'm going to do is we're going to draw for it. We're going to draw for it. And I'm going to tell who won. And then we're going to confirm that they followed all the instructions. I'm going to make sure they've liked our page. They shared the post. They've tagged a friend. So I haven't done a live drawing in ages, I know. It's been a while. So this is the 40th anniversary of Creatures of the Night. So I'm going to hit the random number once, twice, and then the third number it gives us, I'm going to check the spreadsheet and see who the winner is, okay? So everybody's name is typed in right over here. Here's the generate button, and let's do it once. Let me click on the actual, okay, now we're loaded. There's number 1, 67. Number 2 is 70. And number 3, random number generator, 73. Hit a lot of numbers right in the middle. What was that? 67, 70, and 73. 73 is Jane Schneider Fink. Jane Fink. So we're going to check that post. Tanner's going to do it now. We're going to make sure Jane likes our page. She shared the post and she tagged a friend. If she followed all those instructions, she wins the Kiss box set. And then we got to make sure we get a hold of Jane because, like I said, the last giveaway we did, the King Gizzard Lizard Wizard, the guy who won it, he never did contact us to give us his address to send it to him. So that is, we're going to draw again for that. I'll do that sometime. I'll do some kind of big giveaway where we do a bunch in one night or something. So there's that. Tanner's been keying in those names, I think, most of the show. It takes a while to double check and get all that ready. Jane Fink, I don't know if Jane's watching, but you get the Kiss box set. We'll make sure she's done all the proper instructions, and if not, we'll draw again. Cash is at $335 with Brent Robley. Let's keep going through the new check condition stuff. Three Dog Night, Golden Biscuits, EX condition, $17.99. Paul McCartney Ram, VG Plus, $17.99. That's like John Leal. John Leal photographed. He was on the front row photographing the other night. He was a photographer at the Sphere. That's right. I forgot about that. I knew I saw something in the back of my memory that somebody was there. Check this out. The original heavy metal soundtrack. Music from the motion picture 2LP. Music from the motion picture Heavy Metal. Sabbath, Blue Oyster Cult, Cheap Trick, Devo. This is the soundtrack to that cartoon Heavy Metal. $35 start, 2LP. This is the OG Heavy Metal soundtrack. $35 start. That is now for bid. About a VG or VG Plus cover. The vinyl's nice. Michael Bohannon wants Neil Young. That was... Is there a Neil Young in here? Neil Young. Was there a Neil Young in here? This is a Neil Young right here. Stars and Bars. That's so to Michael Bohannon. Jeremiah's in on that. Final call on the cash box set, $335. Final call. The Moody Blues on the Threshold of a Dream. VG Plus condition, $9.99. The Doobie Brothers, The Captain and Me. That's EX, $12.99. Captain and Me, EX condition, China Grove, $12.99. Donovan's Greatest Hits, VG Plus condition, $9.99. And Earth, Wind, and Fire, Volume 1. White Label Promo, EX condition, $16.99. The Best of Earth, Wind, and Fire, Volume 1. EX condition, $16.99. ELO Discovery, Gold Stamp Promo on the back, ELO, VG Plus, $14.99. We've hit a batch of some very nice vinyl. Next is Grand Funk Live, EX condition, $26.99. It does have a punch hole. That's a 2LP Live Grand Funk, EX condition, $26.99. Brent Robley, thank you and congratulations on the Cash American Recordings box. That's sold to Brent for $335. We now have Heavy Metal up for bid, $35.37. G. Michael also bid $36. Kara first on Earth, Wind, and Fire, and Corey Gaston first on the Doobie Brothers. That's sold to Kara, and Corey gets the Doobies. So there's Heavy Metal. What else did I have over here? There's the Japanese stuff. There's a Beatles record that I want to listen to before we sell, so let me set that aside. And, ooh, what do we have here? The Low End Theory, Tribe Called Quest, an original 1996 US remaster, or a 96 US remaster. Black and white labels, plays great, EX condition, $45 start. Wow, don't get a lot of Tribe Called Quest from the 90s. 1996 US remaster, black and white labels, EX condition, $45 start. I think this album originally came out a little bit earlier, early 90s, is that right? It says 91, 96. Yeah, 91. This is a 96 US remaster. It's in shrink wrap, EX condition. Paul says it plays great. Tribe Called Quest, $45 start. That's now up for auction. Back to the check condition bin. Johnny Rivers Golden Hits. Johnny Rivers is EX condition, $12.99. And Bob Seger Live Bullet, VG copy, $12.99. Willie Hutch, Having a House Party. Willie Hutch is EX condition, $19.99. Alex, if you want to bid on Tribe Called Quest, be sure to put Tribe and then your bid, which we need a $45 start. I've got another couple buy it nows right quick. Let me grab them. We have first, this is some stuff I marked last night, The Blues World of Eric Clapton. That's EX condition, about a VG Plus cover, $24.99. The Blues World of Eric Clapton. And Warren Haynes, this is only a $14.99. It's a 12-inch single. River's Gonna Rise and Every Day will be like a holiday. That is a sealed record store today, Black Friday from 2011. They only made 1,800. Warren Haynes is $14.99 and Eric Clapton is $24.99. Those are available as buy it nows if anybody wants them. Heavy Metals at $40 with Jeremiah, G. Michael, and G.C. Colleton. Let me know if y'all want in, because this is a final call to Jeremiah for $40. Alex is at $45 on Tribe Called Quest. Wolves Council wants BS. That's Bob Seger to Wolves Council. Jeff McMaster wants Warren Haynes. Jeff McMaster gets Warren Haynes. Neil Young, everybody knows this is Nowhere. Cinnamon Girl, VG copy, $14.99. Also, it has Down by the River and Cowgirl in the Sand, VG condition, $14.99 on Neil Young. Dinah Ross and the Supremes, live at London's Talk of the Town, VG Plus, $9.99 for Dinah Ross. And The Invisible Man, wow, story record, never seen that one before, VG Plus, $14.99. The Invisible Man, great movie, adventures in story and sound. That's VG Plus, $14.99. Mike Patterson on Neil Young, One of my favorites there. That's sold to Mike Patterson. And Moth the Hoople Live, VG $9.99. Also, Mike, earlier I saw your message pop up for just a second. Sometimes I can see notifications, and I saw that you were local. So anybody local that's watching, here's how things work. If you're local, your purchases are ready for pickup every Monday. So we do an invoicing cycle. We start on Mondays when we start a new week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We do this every night. And then Sundays we do coin and knife auctions. Usually every Sunday. We try to. If you're local, everything all week will be available for pickup as soon as Monday or at the earliest Monday. Just always make sure that you're coming to pick up and you let us know so we can have your order ready. Doug and Ed have to pull everything. We sell a lot of records every week and everything is alphabetized, but we have to pull them, get your invoice ready. And then you can come here and pick up and you don't have to pay for shipping if you want to pick up locally. If you're watching in California and you need shipping, just let us know. $7 unlimited shipping, as much as you want to buy all week. So $7 unlimited shipping all week, and that combines with anything you buy on our live sales, whether that's a book, supplies, toys, Funkos, $7 unlimited shipping. Okay, Christopher Brusha wants I Am, the Invisible Man. That's sold to Christopher Brusha. Sherry Darnell wants the Eric Clapton Blues. That's sold to Sherry Darnell. And let's go ahead and end these two auctions. These two auctions are sold to Jeremiah Stachich. That's the heavy metal. And we have Alex Unrain on Tribe Called Quest for $45. Those are both sold. Here's another Eric Clapton record. I sold a sealed one earlier. This one's open. It's Eric Clapton and Friends with Jimmy Page, Steve Winwood, and Jeff Beck. That's $39.99. That is somewhat of an unofficial. Discogs don't have it listed as an unofficial, but I don't think it is. Sometimes they have stuff listed as not unofficial, and it is. And I think this is one of those. That's sold to Henry's Choice. That's sold to Henry's Choice. I'll get two new auctions started in just a second. First, I'm going to show Oscar Peterson and Milt Jackson. That's VG Plus, $9.99. And Houston Pearson, Person to Person. That's VG Plus, $14.99. Stones you getting Friday, black or what? We should be getting the Rolling Stones on clear vinyl. Are you talking about the new album? Is that this Friday? Is that already coming out this Friday? Wow, that's fast. They just announced it seems like. But yeah, I think the pre-order was for clear vinyl. The pre-order was for clear vinyl. So that's what we'll have. This is very cool here. Let me show it. This is Elton John's Greatest Hits Volume 1 and Volume 2, a 2-in-1 combo from Japan. This is going to be a $55 start, and the vinyl is pristine. Elton John's Greatest Hits Volume 1 and Volume 2, a 2-in-1 combo from Japan. This is a $55 star, $55 star. So, not Eric Clapton, Elton John with Obi, a mint cover. It's a top copy of this one. Both discs are near mint. That's Volumes 1 and 2. An amazing compilation of Elton John music. Volume 1 and 2 together. $55 start on that. Never had that before. Jetstream wants Oscar Peterson. Jetstream wants Oscar Peterson. Also, who was that? Was it Rob Scheffler? It just hit me about a record Rob Scheffler was asking about earlier. Rob Scheffler, what was the record you were asking about earlier? You were asking about a record earlier, and I still don't think I have went and pulled that for you. So if you could remind me, I will gladly find that for you. Okay, let's do Frehley's Comet. Ace Frehley, Frehley's Comet, and this is actually a U.S. pressing. We had one the other night. I think we had it on Kiss Night. Check this out. This is from Japan. It's extremely well taken care of. Extremely well taken care of. This is Ace Frehley, Frehley's Comet, live +1. $35 start. The last one I think we bid on for like 45 minutes. This is a U.S. pressing. It's from Japan. It was a U.S. import to Japan. Ace Frehley, Frehley's Comet, live +1. And that's a $35 start. So as you can imagine, well taken care of Japanese pressing or U.S. pressing from Japan. $35 start. James Raynor's in. That album is not in print. It's well overdue. Well overdue. Okay, I'm running low on Clapton's, but I have one more as a buy it now. This is Eric Clapton, Behind the Sun, $24.99. It's in shrink wrap with hop sticker, Eric Clapton, Behind the Sun. And actually, Dale printed out or cut out this Eric Clapton magazine ad from T-Mobile. I thought this was pretty neat. He put this in there with it, $24.99. It's an Eric Clapton ad from 2010 where they had a Limited edition Fender cell phone. They don't do stuff like that anymore. Limited edition Fender cell phone. So there was a pretty interesting ad he had printed out and put down in there. So 100% Clapton. Solo app, voice recorder, and family photos. That was the early day of, not really the early days of cell phone, but I mean 2010, I guess that was a big deal to have a Fender cell phone, right? $24.99. That's Eric Clapton. Okay, so Ace Frehley, wow, lots of bids on Elton John too. Elton John, 55, 57, 60. Ace Frehley, 35, 35, 40, 36, 38. Elton John, 65. Scarcity of Miracles, I think it was around 70. Fripp King, Scarcity of Miracles. Okay, it was $74.99. I know what you're talking about, yeah. Yes, $74.99. The vinyl's near mint. It was a 2020 UK pressing. The top seam had a crackle. It had a split or crackle to it. 74. Sorry, I forgot about you. Just sometimes things hit me, and I remembered that I didn't answer your question. Elton John, 65. Ace Frehley, 45, 46. Jake Clegg gets Eric Clapton. That's so to Jake Clegg. Ace Frehley, 50. Ace 51. Elton John, 66. I'll let those keep going. We've got new vintage arrivals, check conditions to show. Boz Scaggs, Middleman, VG, $9.99. Joe Walsh, The Smoker You Drink, The Player You Get. That's a VG copy for $9.99. We have Minnie Ripperton, VG Plus, $14.99. Minnie Ripperton, VG Plus, $14.99. James Taylor, there's another copy of Walking Man. We had one last night. This one's in VG condition, $9.99. Ace Frehley's at 50, 55. Elton John's at 66. Fred Carnell is at 66. David's at 55 on Ace. Bloody Taurus, 10cc, VG Plus, $14.99. And the Charlie Daniels Band, Million Mile Reflections, VG Plus condition, $17.99. We've had a lot of these lately. Of course, that has the major song from him, The Devil Went Down to Georgia. Also, John Lennon, Plastic Ono Band, VG Plus condition, $17.99. First, Christopher Morris said he'll take James Taylor, and Rob Scheffler wants that King Crimson record. Let me find that. If you're just kind of hopping on, or if you've been on for a while, actually, it's right here in front of me. We've got 2 more crates of new vintage stuff to go through, and we got lots of Japanese auctions we're going through. This is sold to Rob Scheffler. James Taylor was sold to Christopher Morris. Elton John's now a final call. Fred Carnell has it for 66, and he has the high bid on Ace Frehley for 56. The Best of B.B. King, EX condition, $22.99. ABC Blocks label. EX on vinyl is going to be very clean. You're not going to be disappointed. Deep Ear, this is a Warner Brothers compilation. VG Plus condition, $17.99. This is one of those mini Warner Brothers compilation samplers. VG Plus condition, Deep Ear, $17.99. David's back in on Ace at 57. That's between Fred and David, it looks like. Here's the U.S. version of Help. We had a Russian one earlier. Here's the United States. VG Plus, $17.99. Orange Capital label. VG Plus, $17.99. The Beatles, Help. That's on the Orange Capital label. Now, the U.S. version has the score music. So it's like the songs, and then in between it, it's got instrumental and score music from the film. Has anybody ever watched Help? It's kind of goofy, but it's very nostalgic if you're a Beatles fan. I always enjoyed watching it. VG Plus condition, $17.99. Ultravox Lament. Ultravox is VG Plus, $14.99 for Ultravox Lament. And Jefferson Starship Spitfire. That's EX condition, $12.99. Double Fun, Robert Palmer. Double Fun, Robert Palmer. EX condition, $17.99. My favorite part is their flats, when they're in their flats and kind of like their apartment, or I guess over there they call them a flat. All the cool stuff they have, the keyboard and all the collectibles and posters they've got laying around their flat. Very cool scene. Help is VG Plus, $17.99. Darkness on the Edge of Town, Bruce Springsteen. That was a VG copy for $9.99. And Burning Spear, Rockin' Time. Burning Spear, VG copy, $29.99. Wow, Burning Spear, VG condition, $29.99. Rockin' Time. Don't see that too often. There's Eagles, or the Eagles, depending on what part of the world you live in. This has got a gatefold with it. VG Plus condition, $24.99. Yes, there will be lots of metal being auctioned and sold tomorrow night. I'm going to start working on it as soon as the sale's over. There's Eagles, also Belinda Carlisle. That's a VG copy, $9.99. And the Cars, there's another record from Zolo. VG Plus, $24.99. All right. Fred, I need to know if you're... Fred, I need to know if you're in on Ace. I'm going to go ahead and sell you Elton John for 66. But just so you know, you're outbid on Ace. You got Elton, but if you want Ace, let me know. If you're out, I'm going to go ahead and sell it to David for $57 unless somebody else bids. Kara Bauer wants the Eagles. That's sold to Kara Bauer. And let me go ahead and show one of the few Eric Clapton, or one of the last Eric Clapton buy it nows that I priced. This one's called Layla, and this is $19.99. It's in VG Plus condition. VG Plus to EX. I test played it. Side one sounds really cool, really good. The other side has some scuffs on it, but they didn't really affect play, and that's $19.99. Eric Clapton, Layla, and that's an Italian pressing, $19.99. Let It Rain. Any Day is a great song. Layla's on here, Little Wing, After Midnight, Bell Bottom Blues. That's $19.99. Okay, I'm just waiting for Fred. We may have lost Fred there for a second. Let me get a new Japanese auction started. I've got a lot of cool stuff over here that we are chipping away on. Let's see here. Let's do the, do we dare show, well, yeah, here's this one. I've never seen a Japanese pressing, and it's a promo copy of Mountain Music. I thought this was really neat. Alabama Mountain Music with Obi, and it's a promo copy. It's a white label promo for Japan. $35 start. Alabama Mountain Music. It's pristine. It's a white label promo. If you have, if you ever run across a white label Japanese pressing and it has these three symbols, that pretty much translates to promotion copy or promotion only, or the equivalent of this is a promotional record. So $35 start, Mountain Music by Mountain or by Alabama, and it has the Obi and it has the insert. So white label promo with Obi, Mountain Music by Alabama. That's up for bid, $35 start. Jake Clegg wants the Eric Clapton, and I hadn't heard from Fred, but we got to go ahead and sell Freely. That's sold to David Polkey for $57. That's sold for $57. So Alabama's up for auction. I'll pull another Japanese. I'm going to read what's left in this crate. If you want prices, let me know. I know it's getting late and some people have to head to bed, so I've got 2 more crates to go through, so I'm in full fast mode at this point. Nutcracker Suite, Walt Disney's Fun with Music, Greg and Dwayne Allman, Walt Disney's Pinocchio, Three Dog Night, Paul McCartney Ram, that's a great album. Moody Blues, Donovan's Greatest Hits, ELO Discovery, that's a great album. Grand Funk Live, that's a great album. Johnny Rivers' Golden Hits, that's a great compilation. Willie Hutch, Having a House Party, Dinah Ross and the Supremes, Martha Hoople Live. Houston Person, Person to Person, Boz Scaggs' Middleman, also Joe Walsh. We have Minnie Riperton, 10cc, Charlie Daniels, John Lennon, The Best of B.B. King, Deep Ear, Warner Brothers compilation, Ultravox, Jefferson Starship, Robert Palmer, The Beatles' Help, Bruce Springsteen, Burning Spear, also Belinda Carlisle and the Cars. We have Christopher Bruscia on Pinocchio. That's the story and songs from Walt Disney's Pinocchio, story and book and record. VG condition, $9.99 from 1968. It's in Roman numerals. Final call if you want to get a bid on Alabama. Let me grab our next crate. I'm not even going to look through it. Well, maybe just a peek, and then I got to grab our next Japanese record as well. So let's see what we have in here. I'm going to pick out whatever I think is the best crate I'll do next. Wow, this has got some good stuff in it. It's going to be hard not to pick this one, but I'm going to go ahead and peek in the last crate as well and see what's in there. And let's see here. Yeah, great titles. Of course, I never expect us to put out bad titles, but sometimes it just seems like some crates are a little bit better than others. So these are pretty equal in my opinion. I did a quick flip. We'll go through this one first. Okay, Alabama's a buy it now. $35 buy it now on Alabama Mountain Music. Near Mint, Obi, white label promo, Mountain Music, Alabama. $35 BIN on that. White label promo. If I can get the insert tucked in there. That is a buy it now on that. Buy it now on that. I'm going to lay that over there. We've got several things in the no bid pile tonight. A couple obscure Beatles records, which I didn't know if we were... I have a lot of the Beatles stuff I try to keep for, quote, a Beatles night. And we got a lot of it. We had one of those a couple weeks ago. And then all the Kiss stuff came in. Christopher Morris got Alabama. $35 buy it now. Next auction is The Police. Zenyatta Mandata. The Police, Zenyatta Mandata. The vinyl is Near Mint Minus. Very nice. We've had a couple check condition Japanese records lately, but most of them look very nice like this. $35 start for The Police, Zenyatta Mandata. Usually I start these for $45. This one has a little bit of shelf wear on the bottom. That's why I'm going to start this for $35. But other than that, the front of the cover, the Obi, Everything else is very nice. The Police is a $35 start. New vintage arrivals, these are EX Plus Near Mint Minus, so let's go through these. EX Plus Near Mint Minus. The Doobie Brothers, Living on the Fault Line. It has a promo sticker and a hop sticker, $16.99. Original under sleeve, $16.99 for the Doobie Brothers. That is a very nice copy. It has promo markings, not a promo label. Firefall, self-titled. Firefall is $9.99. It does have a punch hole on it. Does have a punch hole. That's Firefall self-titled, $9.99. Roberta Flack is $19.99. Roberta Flack self-titled, $19.99. That also has a promo strip on it. The Fifth Dimension, Star Dancing. I don't know if I've seen that one before. $9.99. Michael Nath gets Roberta Flack. Final Call if you want to get in on the Police for $35. England Dan and John Ford Coley, that's $9.99. It also has a punch hole. Dowdy Ferry Road has a promo strip on the front. A lot of times promo strips don't indicate promo copies, but they were probably sent to somebody for some sort of promotional purpose, but they're just not promotionally marked. So I'm going to go ahead and put up another Japanese auction. The very popular Cyndi Lauper, She's So Unusual. This is near mint and pristine all the way around, including the vinyl, which is near mint minus. It looks like it hadn't been played really that much at all. There's the LP. There's the shrink wrap and obi. And there is there's the Japanese insert. So what I found out is this was probably obviously sold in Japan, but most Japanese pressings were not ever sealed. But sometimes distributors sealed them. So I think a lot of Japanese records at the factory were not factory sealed, but distributors sealed them, just like imports. A lot of U.S. imports from various countries are sealed, but originally, like in the UK or Germany or wherever, they weren't sealed. But when they came to America as imports, the distributors shrink wrapped them so they could be sold at retail sealed. This has shrink wrap, and I bet that was possibly sold in a store sealed because that came from, we got it from Japan. But just a quick story on shrink wrap Japanese records. Dr. Hook, Pleasure and Pain. This is $14.99. Recommended for airplay. It has a promotional sticker on it. Dr. Hook, $14.99 for Dr. Hook. Also, The Best of the Doobies. This is $14.99, The Best of the Doobie Brothers. $14.99 on that. And the Doobie Brothers One Step Closer. That is $14.99. The Doobie Brothers One Step Closer. Several Doobies in here. Milt Jackson and Count Basie, The Big Band, Volume 1. Or that's actually Milt Jackson, Count Basie, and The Big Band, Volume 1, $14.99. And the Eagles' Greatest Hits, $34.99. The Eagles' Greatest Hits, 1971 to 1975. The Dead Wax says, With Love from Bill, $34.99. The Eagles' Greatest Hits, 71 to 75. That's a very nice looking copy. Jetstream gets to Count Basie. That's sold to Jetstream. And we have New Detroit Records, Rapple, mixed by Spider D from 1980, $34.99. Spider D, Big Apple Rappin', $34.99. That's a 1980 12-inch single. The Persuasions coming at you. The Persuasions, $14.99. Also, Elton John Blue Moves. Elton John Blue Moves, $24.99 for Elton John. And the Four Tops, $14.99 for the Four Tops, one of their original 1970 Motown albums. Okay, I'm going to make these Japanese pressings a buy it now. If anybody wants the Police or Cyndi Lauper, they're buy it now. It's for $35. Here's the Police, Zenyatta Mandata. $35 buy it now on the Police, Zenyatta Mandata. If anybody wants in on that, it's now a buy it now. And Cyndi Lauper, She's So Unusual, a pristine Japanese pressing all the way around. Has insert, shrink wrap, obi. Those two are buy it now. It's $35 on Cyndi Lauper. Let's see what else I have over here in my auction bin. I got more Japanese stuff, and I feel like I had some other stuff somewhere. It may be behind the counter, but let me show a few more records before I step over to the side. The Ohio Players, $24.99 Fire. Looks like a very nice copy. The Ohio Players Fire, $24.99. And the Candymen Bring You Candy Power. The Candymen, $24.99. That's on the ABC label. The Candymen Candy Power, $24.99. And The Return of James Bond in Diamonds Are Forever. This is a Phase 4 stereo uni-pack. It is a compilation of James Bond music. Very cool, $29.99. I have one of those. $29.99 on that one. Let me see if some of my other auctions are behind the counter, I believe. Let me step over there and look for those. Let me see what I got over here. Oh yeah, here's Jim Croce. I test played this last night. And let me give everybody a peek at a really cool couple records that we're going to have auctioned tomorrow night. There's, I was authenticating these last night and taking lots of pictures of them. And here's a couple more Japanese records I don't think I got to last night. Let me bring a couple of these over a little bit closer to me. All right. How's it going, Jake?
Great.
Jake says he's doing great. How about Tanner? Good. Tanner says he's doing good. Everybody's quiet on the feed. Where's everybody watching from? Chad, have you ever seen the Golden Records Library Music Credit for Young America box set, 1959? Possibly. Is that like a children's record? Everybody's getting very quiet on me. Hope everybody's not getting sleepy. I need to wake everybody up. What Tears for Fears? I need to go to bed. Craig is wanting to see Tears for Fears. I'll put that up right now. It's Songs from the Big Chair. It wasn't what I wasn't going to put it up next, but since you asked about it and you got to go to bed, I'll put it up for auction. I need to make sure everybody is awake before we can continue. I don't need to get anybody to fall asleep on me. There's too many great records that's about to be put up from auction. Songs from the Big Chair. Japanese pressing, $45 start. The vinyl is immaculate. And of course, as y'all know, this sounds amazing. This sounds amazing. The Japanese pressing of Tears for Fears. Hadn't listened to it in a while. There's a little bit of foxing on the cover. As you can see, there's a little bit of discoloration. It looks like their faces are painted a little bit. This is a $45 start. McCartney Japanese LPs. I don't have any McCartney solo stuff. I got some Beatles Japanese I hadn't got to, but I don't have any McCartney stuff. So, yeah, Metal Night. Hopefully this time tomorrow there's still a couple hundred people watching because I'm sure we'll still have auctions to get to. So Tears for Fears is a $45 start. And here's, check this out. We're going to auction this tomorrow night. This came actually from the Pittsburgh collection. This is Cinderella. We got two original promo copies of Night Songs and Long Cold Winter. They're both fully autographed by the band. These are going to be up for auction tomorrow night. So if you're a Cinderella fan, be on the lookout. This actually has two guitar picks for it with it. Let's see here. Yeah. So it actually has two. And they have, like this one has wear on it. I'm pretty sure these were, I got to get a hold of Dale before tomorrow. These look like they were used. Two guitar picks. It has a sticker. It's signed by the band. This is a promo copy. And this one is also signed by the band. Those are going to be auctioned tomorrow night. That's going to be a couple keynote records we'll have for auction tomorrow night for Metal Night. Autographed Cinderella album, signed by the full band with guitar picks, so with one of them. So, okay, next is Marshall Tucker. Make sure I didn't miss anything else. San Antonio, Texas, On the Couch. Tony Shores at 46 on Tears for Fears. And we have Leadbelly. Goodnight Irene. Leadbelly is a 1966 mono, $19.99. Wow, Leadbelly, Goodnight Irene. That's a 66 mono, $19.99. Tony Shores at 46 on Tears for Fears, Final Call. Lau Fulson, wow again, a 1980 French pressing, $19.99. That's on Chess. Michael Nath gets Leadbelly. Our next auction is going to be Jim Croce. This is a vintage bootleg live recording. I listened to it last night. It's very cool. It's got a lot of spoken word in it. You know, a lot of times when he played live at these small, intimate concerts, which is where he performed most of the time, he told stories about every song before he played it. So he talks about meeting the real roller derby queen. He talks about Speedball Tucker, meeting the guy at the truck stop, Speedball Tucker. Very cool. Jim Croce. It's check condition. It plays like a VG Plus record. It plays like a VG Plus record. It's bootleg quality. Jim Croce, $25 start, but very cool though. Very cool. I greatly enjoyed it. It's very, it's got, like I said, it's got that like lo-fi kind of nostalgic sound to it to me. Mighty Joe Young, what's this say? Mighty Joe Young, Chicken Heads. Mighty Joe Young, 1974 quad pressing, $19.99. $19.99. Auction low cold winter. No auctions on Cinderellas tonight. Those will be auctioned tomorrow around 8 o'clock. Alice Coltrane and Carlos Santana, $19.99. Alice Coltrane and Carlos Santana, Illuminations, $19.99 on that. Original inner sleeve. Also, we have OCBCA Happy Children. OCBCA Happy Children, a 1973 white label promo, $24.99. Very interesting. Check that out. A white label promo of OCBCA Happy Children, white label promo, $24.99. Green Slade. Boy, we've hit a patch of some really cool records here. Green Slade, Bedside Manners are extra, $29.99, 73 UK. Okay, Tears for Fears is sold to Tony Shore for $46. Final call if you want to get a bid in on Jim Croce for $25 before I make it a buy it now. Our next Japanese auction is going to be Queen, A Night at the Opera. Queen, A Night at the Opera is going to be a $55 start. This is a near mint Japanese pressing of Queen's classic album, A Night at the Opera, Bohemian Rhapsody. The vinyl is near mint minus, $55 start on this. There's the LP. Here's the Japanese insert, and here's the cover with Obi. There's a little bit of just aging up here at the top. Other than that, very nice. $55 start. That's Queen and Not the Opera. I hadn't seen a copy of that in general in quite some time come through on the show. Much less a Japanese pressing. Tony Shore wants Green Slade. That's sold to Tony Shore. Bruce Springsteen, born in the USA. 1999 for Springsteen, born in the USA. 1999. And Screamin' the Blues, Screamin' Jay Hawkins. Is a UK pressing, $34.99. Screamin' the Blues, Screamin' Jay Hawkins, $34.99. Queen Jazz Japan LP. Henry's Choice, if you want to bid on that, it's a $55 start. It's a $55 start. Let me try to get Screamin' Jay Hawkins back in between. This has got the worst inner sleeve of all time, the one with the die-cut holes. Because if you don't hit it, it starts hanging up and you can't get it back in the jacket. I'm going to leave it behind the cover like I do most of my records anyway. So Tony Shore got Green Slade, Paul Teague wants O.C. Becia, and Michael Nath got Screamin' Jay Hawkins. Let's go ahead and make Jim Croce a buy it now for $25 if anybody wants it. $25 on that. Oh, Queen, you were asking about Queen Jazz. I don't have a Japanese pressing of Queen Jazz. No, I don't. Miles Davis at the Fillmore. Miles Davis is a 1970 Pittman pressing, $39.99. Miles Davis at the Fillmore, $39.99. That's a 1970 Pittman press. No condition notes on that. Patti Smith Group Easter. Patti Smith Group is a white label promo, $34.99. Has a clip corner because it's a promo. White label promo, Patti Smith Group, $34.99. I have another Beatles records. This is Beatles Greatest. And this is, what is this, Holland? That's the Holland, Denmark or Holland or Netherlands. Get my European countries mixed up. This is the Beatles Greatest. This is a Japanese compilation. This is going to be a $35 start. This is a, 8 and 16 track compilation. The Beatles Greatest. It was released. It was, if you see them here in the States, they're imports from Holland. And this is Flag Series number 32. $35 start on that. That is available. I'm about to make Queen a buy it now. Also, we have the Fifth Dimension's Greatest Hits. $14.99 for the Fifth Dimension's Greatest Hits. Garfunkel, Art Garfunkel with the Garfunkel stickers, a promo strip on the front. Angel Clare, $9.99. Angel Clare. Andy Gibb, Shadow Dancing, has the hype sticker on it. Also a white label promo, $14.99. That's the Flag of Holland. It's Holland Flag Series number 32. Looking for a $35 start on that. George Harrison self-titled. This has a gold stamp promo on the back. $24.99. Gold stamp promo, George Harrison, $24.99. And the best of Herman's Hermits, $14.99. Okay, I'm going to make Queen, A Night at the Opera, a buy it now for $55 if anybody wants that. Queen, A Night at the Opera, $55 BIN on Queen. If anybody wants to grab that one, it's available for a buy it now. Queen, A Night at the Opera. That's a $55 buy it now. Queen, Not the Opera. Bohemian Rhapsody. One of those people who never heard it before. I like getting on YouTube and watching the reaction videos. People listen to that for the first time. They have no idea what's happening. The Best of the Isley Brothers, $24.99. The Best of the Isley Brothers. Also, The Great Buddy Holly. The Great Buddy Holly is $19.99. Millie Jackson. Millie Jackson is $12.99. This is Millie Jackson, Lovingly Yours, a white label promo. Millie Jackson, $12.99. The Jaggers, We Went to Different Schools Together, $19.99. And the Doobie Brothers, Minute by Minute, $14.99. The Doobie Brothers, Minute by Minute. What a Fool Believes. Okay, if anybody wants the Beatles, it's a buy it now for $35. The Beatles Greatest, that's a buy it now for $35 as well, if anybody wants in on that. The Beatles Greatest, $35 buy it now. I've run out of questions to ask. I asked where everybody's watching, and I got 12 answers out of 142 viewers. Let me grab the next crate of new vintage arrivals as soon as I recap what's left in this bin. There's got to be more people going to let me know where you're watching from to see who's the furthest. We did have California. That's going to be hard to beat. I was going to make sure there's nobody watching maybe in Europe, maybe in Holland. We have, here's a recap of what's left in here. We have the Doobie Brothers. We had Firefall, The Fifth Dimension, England Dan and John Ford Coley, Dr. Hook, The Best of the Doobies, the Doobie Brothers, The Eagles, Detroit, The Persuasions, Elton John, Blue Moves, Four Tops, Ohio Players Fire, The Candyman. We have The Return of James Bond, Lau Fulson. We have Mighty Joe Young, Alice Coltrane, Carlos Santana, Bruce Springsteen, Miles Davis, Patti Smith, Fifth Dimension, Art Garfunkel, Andy Gibb, George Harrison, Herman's Hermits, Isley Brothers, The Great Buddy Holly, Millie Jackson, The Jaggers, and the Doobie Brothers. That is the Doobie Brothers. All right. There we go. There are people alive watching. Indiana, Pittsburgh, Michigan, Kentucky, Murfreesboro, Louisiana, Chicago, Ohio, Tacoma, Colorado, Kentucky, Illinois, BFE. What is the last song on the Bond? The last song on the James Bond is Our Man Flint. Our Man Flint. It has other stuff that's not really James Bond related. That's kind of James Bond related. Also, Mission Impossible's on here. The Man from U.N.C.L.E. theme, Peter Gunn theme, the Avengers theme, James Bond theme, and then actual James Bond music. So there's that. Next is Lebanon, Tennessee, Mike Patterson. What's the Candyman? The Candyman. The Candyman, that was Candyman, Bring You Candy Power, I believe. It's the Candymen, Bring You Candy Power. That is on the ABC Records label. That's $24.99. Ohio Players Fire. That was also $24.99. Ohio Players Fire. It looks like a new pressing. It's 180 gram. That's a new pressing. $24.99. The Ohio Players Fire. Michigan, New York. Came, never got invoice. That's a week ago. Chris B. Jack. Chris, we will check on that right now. I'd say between the last 30 days, we've had, I'm going to say, thousands and thousands of messages, and that's not an exaggeration. If anybody wants to see our inbox, it's incredible. So if we ever overlook your message, just hit us with a bump. It's really just Tanner and sometimes Paul and Ed when they're shipping, replying to stuff. Every once in a while, I'll see something pop up. If I can reply to it right quick, I will. But between our personal messenger, our phone calls, our email, my personal messenger, our company cell phone text messages, our company cell phone missed call. We almost need a phone banking system here. I've told Tanner we need 2 full-time employees in cubicles, like with an earpiece in front of laptops and monitors all day, and I don't think we could still get caught up. So if you ever send us a message and you don't get a reply, let us know. Chris, probably that record got tagged with somebody else's name, and it's probably somewhere in the putback bin, so we'll check on that. How about I lay this out just in case? If we can't find that one, we might can do some kind of deal with you on that one since we overlook that. Whose invoice? William. Okay. No invoice from last week. William, it's sent to your email. Make sure you check your email. Tanner says he sent it to your email last week, but it's been sent to you again. It doesn't come to Facebook Messenger. It goes to your email, and that's another thing. We have a lot of people message us saying they didn't get an invoice. Most of them are sitting in people's junk folder. So if you get on your email app, always go to your junk and your spam folder. Most people think that they're missing an invoice. It's in their junk or spam folder because most email apps recognize some kind of invoice as spam because that's a big spam thing, you know, where people send you fake invoices. So make sure you check your junk and spam folders. That's where most invoices end up, and people are looking for them. So, all right, but Chris B. Jack, sorry about that. But if y'all could understand, our business has grown exponentially once again this year. And we've moved some personnel around to try to keep up with messages and shipping. Ed used to help us here every night at the sales. I don't know if y'all remember that. Ed used to be here every night with us, helping us tag and key stuff in. Well, we needed a full-time shipper, so he's basically helping Doug every day ship, and because we sell more and more and have more and more new customers every week, we have more and more messages. So we have more and more messages every day. So we try our best to keep up, but it's pretty overwhelming. If y'all have any, if y'all could have any idea, it'd blow your mind. Colin Candyman is $24.99. $24.99. Okay, and I really want 311. Let's see here. I need another Seth. Yeah, exactly. Seth, if he could, it'd be awesome if he would reply to messages during the sales, right, Tanner? Instead, he plays RuneScape. But trust me, I pay him very little. He doesn't get paid very well. Don't tell him I said that. All he does is show up and play RuneScape and key in records. So, $35 start on these next two Japanese records. I showed that one late last night. Rod Stewart's Greatest Hits and John Lennon, Milk and Honey. Those are both Japanese pressings. $35 start. $35 starts on that. So, what was the other question? 311. Jonathan, I had that. Let me figure out what I had that marked. If it was 40, what was it? Let me figure out what it was marked. 311 music. We're about to do a big recap. If everybody could just stand by, I'll do a big recap in just a second. Let me try to find that 311. That was one of the first records we had, wasn't it? There's Sabbath. There's the Joe Farrell. There's Steven Wilson. There's Fish. I will sell that to you for $42. $2 bump and it's yours. $2 bump and that's yours. 311. 311. $42, Jonathan, and I'll sell that to you. Just let me know. Either way, I'm okay with it. Do you have any Patrick Hernandez? Not to my knowledge. This is actually new arrivals here, okay? So let's go through this crate. These are all sticker price new arrivals. I have not shown these, and then we'll do a big recap, okay? We'll do a recap of all the auctions and stuff not sold from tonight. And he made an offer on something from earlier, but we'll go through these first, okay? So, let's see what's in here. These are sticker price. We have Loggins and Messina sitting in, $9.99. Jonathan Roberts says he'll take $311. Sell that to him for $42. These have never been shown. These are going to be sticker price. I'll go through them very quickly, then we'll do a big recap of everything for tonight. The Best of the Lovin' Spoonful, $19.99. The Best of the Lovin' Spoonful, $19.99. Another thing, very quickly, speaking of messages, shipping. I don't know if y'all can see over here. Let me move the camera. But this is how much mail that they probably, and there's another cart behind that that's kind of blocked. But there's 2 carts just like that of mail. That's pretty much an all-day thing for them to get all that ready. That's packages just from the day. They're packing every day. There's probably some people who paid 7 and 10 days ago. We're trying to get your order out. It feels like it's Black Friday or something. I mean, the last couple of weeks we have sold. We've had so many orders and customers and individual. Oh, yeah, there's another cart next to that. There's 3 carts up here full of mail. There's 3 carts. There's that cart, the cart behind it, and then this cart right here. There's another cart. So there's a lot of packages going out every day like that. And like I said, it feels like it's Black Friday or Cyber Monday or something around here every day. So that is what's going on that one. That's what's going on with shipping. So if you're paid, even if it's 10 days ago, it's being packed up. They haven't forgot about you. The Marvelettes is $24.99, Anthology, $24.99. Blues Breakers, John Mayall with Eric Clapton, that is $24.99. The Blues Breakers, John Mayall with Eric Clapton. That is a reissue of this original album. That's what the cover looked like. That was pressed in 1977. Also, Night Watch, Kenny Loggins. That's a white label promo. This Kenny Loggins is $14.99. Kenny Loggins, Night Watch, white label promo, $14.99. Ian Matthews, Stealing Home. That's a sealed copy, $14.99. Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. This is a mono 2002 Sundays, $24.99. Mitch Ryder Breakout, 2002. That's in mono. That's a Sundays reissue. Never seen a reissue of that before. Paul McCartney, London Town. That has the poster with it. Does have a punch hole. $24.99 on that. And the Best of Lovin' Spoonful. And it has the photo inserts with it. Has all 4 photo inserts in it. $19.99. I would do $12 for the Candyman. The Candyman album would be $20. It's marked $24.99. I would do $20 on it though, Brent, or if anybody else wants it. Gordon Lightfoot, Endless Wire, $19.99 on Gordon Lightfoot, Endless Wire. Also got a promo sticker on it. Gord's Gold, Gordon Lightfoot, $24.99 for Gordon Lightfoot. Gord's Gold, $24.99. Gordon Lightfoot, Gord's Gold, $24.99. Rolling Stones, Tattoo You, $34.99. Start Me Up. Detroit has a white label. I think most everything in here is a white label promo. I think this is a batch of records they got up in New York or Massachusetts. Pretty much everything in here Has some kind of promo marker or promo label on it. $29.99 for Detroit. The Doobie Brothers Taking It to the Streets, that's $14.99. And the Doobie Brothers What Were Once Vices Are Now Habits. That is sealed. It does have a punch hole. That's never been opened, though. The Doobie Brothers, sealed, $22.99. Brent Robley's will get the Candyman record for $20. Let's sell that to Brent Robley. That's the Candyman record here. There were some other people asked about it, but I'm assuming they're passing, and he's made an offer, so that's sold to him for $20. I don't think I've officially ended these, so if anybody wants if anybody wants John Lennon or Rod Stewart, those are $35 buy it nows. $35 buy it nows on that. Bo Diddley, Where It All Began, that's a white label promo, $34.99 for Bo Diddley. We have Van Morrison, Wavelength, $36.99. This has a hop sticker and a gold stamp promo. Van Morrison, Wavelength, that's $36.99. Neil Diamond, Early Classics. This is a good one. This is his early classics, self-explanatory. It's got great sound quality, and it's an amazing track listing, $14.99. Michael Nath wants Diddley. That's sold to Michael Nath, Bo Diddley. The Dramatics, Shake It Well. The Dramatics is $9.99. The Dramatics, $9.99. Jetstream gets the Neil Diamond. That's a great one. That's my go-to with listening to him. Kenny Loggins, Celebrate Me Home, $9.99 for Kenny Loggins. Little River Band, Sleeper Catcher, that's also sealed, $14.99. Kool and the Gang, The Force. I don't know if I've ever seen that Kool and the Gang. The Force, $14.99. $14.99. Carole King is $14.99. That's Carole King, Simple Things, $14.99. Ike and Tina Turner, live at Carnegie Hall, has a promo sticker on it, $24.99. I believe this is a triple album, $24.99, live at Carnegie Hall. Also, we have Retro Class Entertainment wants Kool and the Gang. Henry's Choice put 20 dB Vice. This is $22.99. Everything in here is sticker price. I doubt I recap these, so these are just sticker price, and then I doubt I get back around to going back through this again tonight. So these are first come, first serve. If not, we'll go back through them some other time and accept offers. Lighthouse, One Fine Morning, $14.99. I'm going to go back through the stuff from like 3 hours ago here in a minute. These are all sticker price. I don't know. We may have time to go back through these later, but right now they're just first come, first serve. Gladys Knight and the Pips Anthology. That's a 1973 pressing with a booklet. Black Sabbath sold. Yes, one bid for $75. It's gone. ZZ Top Fandango. This also has a promo sticker on it. $34.99. ZZ Top Fandango. $34.99. That is $34.99. Promo sticker on that as well. Rick Nelson, Million Sellers. $19.99 for Rick Nelson, Million Sellers. $19.99. And Jerry Rafferty, City to City. $19.99 for Jerry Rafferty, City to City. Jerry Rafferty, City to City. Kool and the Gang, we pulled that. Price on Tina. Ike and Tina Gay Folk Edition, original inner sleeves. So back to the Ike and Tina. This is $24.99. The sleeve is in VG condition. It has noticeable creases here, noticeable creases here. How does this thing open? It opens like this, and it opens like this. And someone asked, does it have the original inner sleeves? It looks like generic white inner sleeves. There's also somebody's name written on the label and somebody's name written on the inside of the gatefold. This is a 2LP. It's got a trifold like it's a 3LP. But J.W. Charles wrote his name on the inside. So the vinyl is EX Plus. Has a promo sticker on the back, $24.99 VG cover. Let's see here. Price on Gladys. That was Anthology of Gladys Knight and the Pips. That's $24.99, 2LP, 1973 pressing with the booklet. Next is Add Three Dog Night Golden Biscuits and Yes, Trope, Tales of Topographic Ocean. So, Tanner, make a note for those two records. Those are in previous bins. Henry's Choice, Three Dog Night Golden Biscuits, and Yes, Tales of Topographic Oceans. Scott wants Gladys Knight and the Pips. Let me take a drink of water right quick. My mouth has become where I can't hardly talk. Hopefully now I can talk. All right. Finishing up this crate, we have Elvis Moody Blue on blue vinyl. Also a gold stamp promo, $34.99. Elvis Moody Blue. If you find it on black vinyl, it's about a $100 album.
Very hard to find on black vinyl. I've only ever had, I don't know, no telling how many copies of that I've had, but I've only ever seen a couple of black vinyl. Poco 7, $9. About everything in here has got some kind of promo marking on it. Poco 7, $9.99. Everything you always wanted to hear by the OJs were afraid to ask. This is a white label promo, $24.99. I'm pretty sure there's a record like this by Rush. It's like everything you wanted to always hear by Rush. It's a very rare promo. I've got that on my Discogs want list. Very hard to come by. $24.99 for the OJs. Brian C. wants Poco. I've never seen original inner sleeves in that Icontina. Did this come with original company or printed inner sleeves? I've never seen that either. So, OJ's Family Reunion, also white label promo, $19.99. Nested, Laura Nero, a white label promo, $24.99. Nielsen's Greatest Hits, gold stamp promo, $19.99. Michael Nesbitt, this is Nevada Fighter. This is a 71 Rockaway press. It's got a promo stamp on the back, $24.99. Them featuring Van Morrison, promo sticker, includes Glory. This is really cool, $36.99. And John's got these marked as cutouts. The reason he started doing that, I hadn't said it on all of them. We had a couple people return some records lately because they got them and said they didn't know they were cutouts. This is not a cutout. That's a mark because it was a promo copy. This is not really a cutout. But John started marking them if they're a cutout or not. But we really don't have to denote that for these because these were cut out because they're promo copies. $36.99. That's them with Van Morrison. Next is Arm Lozelle wants the Jerry Rafferty. That was one I was like, wow, is nobody going to buy this? Excuse me. City to City. That's sold to Arm Lozelle. Thomas Hujar wants Michael Nesbitt, and Sherry Darnell wants Them, featuring Van Morrison. The Moody Blues, The Other Side of Life. This has gone gray opaque vinyl. Check this out. $22.99. When you hold it up to the light, it turns into green, more like green to me rather than gray. Did he put green or gray? Gray opaque. I think he meant green. $22.99. That turns green when you hold it up to the light. Here's the Moody Blues Octave, $19.99. It's also a promo copy. That last record was also marked a promo on the cover. Buddy Holly and the Crickets, Golden Greats, $19.99. This is Melanie, $9.99. Melanie, Phonogenic, Not Just Another Pretty Face, $9. I've never seen that one before by Melanie, $9.99. The Voice of Scott McKenzie, San Francisco, be sure to wear some flowers in your hair. Guess what? It's got a promo strip on the front, $19.99. Scott McKenzie, be sure to wear some flowers in your hair. That's his original studio album. Jeff Beck Wired is $19.99. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, that's $19.99. And we have Jimmy Cliff, Sunshine in the Music. Jimmy Cliff is a 1983 Holland 3-track, $9.99. Michael Nath wants Phonogenic by Melanie. That's sold to Michael Nath. Okay, let me go ahead and go back through some of the first stuff that we had tonight very quickly. I can't believe it's already 10:20. Man, it got late. That was new arrivals. I never show new arrivals that late. Last night at 10 o'clock, we were already starting a recap, and I think we'd already been through everything. I think I'd already been through a crate. So usually don't show new stuff that late because most people are already off. So you might see those pop up again, maybe even another night in new arrivals because there really hadn't been shown. So they have been, but they haven't been. But sometimes people's like, wait a minute, haven't you already shown these? There'll be enough people watching. They'll know if I've shown them or not. So let me do a little bit of condensing, and we got time to at least go back through the first couple crates that we did tonight. And there's some great stuff. I think the first couple crates were Paul stuff. We'll go through those. If anybody wants to make a fair offer on anything that's left, go right ahead. I'm going to do some crate condensing. And then also, we had 4 crates of new vinyl, but most of it was pre-orders and pre-sold. So I'll show some of that again in just a second. Let me do a little bit more condensing. That was the crate I just went through, right? Where's the crate I just went through? There's the crate I just went through. Let me put these two. Probably won't go back through those last two again. That's pretty much like new stuff. And let me do some condensing with this one. This is vintage stuff, right? Yeah, that was got some good titles in it. Might be able to have time to go back through this crate. I'll go ahead and set that one there. That was the last crate we went through. Definitely going to go back through this one and possibly this one. Yeah, probably those two. So Still could condense a couple, but let's go through this. We did 7. I think we had 7 or 8. Let's see, it was 4 and 4. Yeah, we had 8 crates of new vintage stuff tonight. 8 crates of new vintage stuff tonight. But first, let's go through any of the new vinyl that's left. All the Japanese stuff I'll get to another night. We have great titles. We'll probably run a lot of them tomorrow, even though we have a ton of metal records. My has plain white sleeves as well. Yeah, I don't think it has. Some records don't come with printed inner sleeves. Some of them are just white generic ones. So, any more Jason Isbell Southeastern 10th anniversary? If so, they're actually going to be right here on this table. Let me see here. Those didn't come sealed, I don't think. NWA, Nirvana, Jeff Beck, Stone Temple Pilots, Kiss, James Brown, Slayer, Megadeth, Extreme, Green Day, Rancid, Jason Isbell Southeastern. Did you say Southeastern? 10th anniversary. Let's see. There's Southeastern, but it wasn't 10th anniversary. There's somebody in the store had it, you know, it just comes in a loose baggie, and I could tell they had looked at it. Also, somebody opened this Cody Jinks record. I can tell they opened it up to look at it, and they didn't realize it was sealed. It comes sealed in a resealable bag. I noticed that when I first got here. The cover was sticking up. So unfortunately, somebody's opened that. That's why I don't like resealable bags, and that's why I don't like resealable bags, and I don't like perforated bags, because I've had people open up perforated bags here in the store to look at the record. I'm like, are you crazy? That's sealed. You can't open that up. That's not made to open up. But they think it is. They see the perforated bag, and they'll be like, I'll just rip this open and see what the record looks like. Make sure it's actually new. All right, I do not see Jason Isbell. It should have been on this table because it was in a loose bag. It didn't come shrink wrap, but I don't see it. I have a copy of Southeastern, but it's not the 10th anniversary. Okay, first is Kara said Rod Stewart 30. I think that's for this Japanese pressing, right? If so, sell out to Kara for $30. Next is Japanese Elton John sold, yes. Take 27 for Japanese Zenyatta Monada. I will take $30 for it. Let's go through all the auctions that did not sell. This is pending to Brian if he wants it for $30. Here's all the auctions and some buy it nows that did not sell. So there's also some buy it now stuff that I showed that did not sell. I have Extreme Porno Graffiti. We have probably one night we're going to have a whole copy. One night we're going to have a whole, that's not Extreme. That's Arrested Development. We're going to have a whole night probably of putbacks. We have a whole order. I'm hoping maybe, Tanner, let's not forget those 3 crates. We sent out some final reminders to people, and we didn't get payments. We had some customers, longtime customers, and they abandoned us. They had a lot of invoices, and we never heard from them again. So we've got to cancel all their orders and resell their stuff, and we'll do that sometime this week. But there's a lot of great records, auctions, but don't worry, they've been banned. The worst thing you can do is just buy a bunch of stuff and not tell us you're having problems. If you could let us know, like, hey, Chad, I just need to cancel these invoices. I've lost my job. I'll be like, no problem. We'll cancel your orders. When you can afford to buy vinyl again, let us know, and we'll let you buy. But the worst thing is you don't talk to us anymore, and then we have to cancel all your orders, and you can't buy from us ever again. So here's a few what's left for tonight. John Cipiolina, however you say his name, Raven. That is sealed $24.99. $24.99 John Cipiolina Raven. That's sealed $24.99. This was Milk and Honey, Japanese pressing, $35 buy it now. There's that record that somebody might need that for their order. The Beatles' Greatest, Holland. That's a Japanese pressing Holland Flag Series, $35. Queen is a $55 buy it now. Jim Croce, Vintage Bootleg, $25 buy it now. Not the best sound quality, VG Plus condition. Cyndi Lauper's a $35 buy it now. The Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's Alternate Takes, 1990s unofficial, gray marbled vinyl, $35 buy it now. The Beatles' Help, a 1992 Russian pressing, unofficial Russian pressing from Russia, $35 buy it now. I can't afford these good collections you're buying. I can't help you there. This is Great Moments in Kentucky Basketball, 1999. John Prine, 75 Richmond pressing, $35 buy it now. Here is a big one. Eric Clapton, Reptile, sealed, $155 buy it now. $155 buy it now. Ed Sullivan Show, Beatles bootlegs, all 3 Ed Sullivan performances, $65 buy it now. Here's a shocker. Billy Preston autograph, no bid, $95 buy it now. Autographed by Billy Preston, $95 buy it now on that. So this is all stuff from, let's see, most of this stuff's all from Pittsburgh too. All this right here, this is all Pittsburgh stuff. So Eric Clapton, Reptile, $155 sealed. Beatles Help, $35. Sgt. Pepper's, $35. Jim Croce, $25. Billy Preston autograph, $95. Ed Sullivan, $65. John Prine, $35. The Kentucky basketball, $19.99, and whoever this guy is, that is $24.99. That's sealed. And then the Japanese stuff was just Cyndi Lauper, Queen, Beatles Greatest, and John Lennon. Okay, so new vinyl we had come in for tonight. The Cranberries, $36.99. To the Faithfully Departed, The Cranberries, $36.99. Also, Avenged Sevenfold, 20th Anniversary Gold Vinyl, Waking the Fallen. That was a new release, $34.99. DMX, X Gonna Give It To You. I read that and I was like, wait a minute, I know that song. Of course, that's DMX. X Gonna Give It To You. Gold and Black Splatter Vinyl, $39.99. Got 2 of those left. LA Guns, the best of LA Guns, Ride on the Sunset, Purple Marble Vinyl, $29.99. You get more bounce with Curtis Counts. All analog mastering from Bernie Grumman, pressed at QRP, $36.99. Brad Boland Wants the Cranberries, and that's a great album, remaster of their original studio album. That's now back in print. That was very expensive before that. So Tanner, this was sold to, did you get those? That was sold to Kara for $30. This is sold to Brian for $30. And Brad Boland got a Cranberries, and All 'Em Die wants a DMX. That's sold to All 'Em Die, DMX. Also, Rick Springfield, Working Class Dog, $28.99. That's a 40th anniversary live. Ghost is $31.99. Ghost Infestationum, one of those many complicated Ghost titles, $31.99, orange vinyl. Rick Springfield's new album comes out Friday, Automatic, $36.99. Lynch Mob, Revolution, purple vinyl, $29.99. Glenn Hansard, limited edition colored vinyl, All That Was East Is West of Me Now, $28.99. Cody Jinks. Now somebody put Cody Jinks earlier. Who was that? And they misspelled Jinks. They put Cody Jenks, yeah, and they never did tell me if they wanted it or not. I was like, if you want to buy this, it's $59.99. Who was that? Ed Adamowicz. Yeah, Ed Adamowicz. If you're still watching, Ed Adamowicz, let me know if you do want that, because you never did say yes, and you put Cody Jenks, and I didn't know if that was like, I don't know what was going on there, but so it's still available. Tom Petty Mojo. So we've almost sold 50 copies of this. I have 3 left, $39.99. And we have Charlie Brown Thanksgiving original motion picture soundtrack. We have sold almost 50 of these. I've got 2 left, $34.99. So those are the 2 biggest releases for us of the week, Mojo and Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. First time ever on vinyl, and Mojo hadn't been in print in a long time. So I'm about to try to find those for you right now, Henry's Choice. Here is probably the first and possibly the only crate that we're going to recap tonight for... This is the first and only crate we're probably going to recap tonight of vintage. So get ready to shoot me your best offers. If there's anything in here you've been waiting on, and what was the price on those? I will, give me 1 second, I'll try to find those. I haven't found them yet, Henry's Choice. They're still somewhere in these bins. Is LA Guns live or studio? LA Guns should be studio. But you know what? I really can't verify that. I've had these before. Can anybody else verify that? It don't really say Ride on Sunset, but I think it's studio cuts. It should be studio. And Scott Drum, if you don't want it, then Kelly Gabney does, unless I had another one. Did I only have 1 more of those? I only had 1 more of those, yeah. I'm not for sure. I'm assuming studio, though. Okay. This is Songs Ohia, Didn't It Rain, $69.99. Also, FKJ, Time for a Change, $19.99. That is sealed, FKJ. Black Sabbath Paranoid is a 2016 remaster. Black Sabbath Paranoid, $39.99. Angela Strehill Band, Soul Shake, $14.99. So Sabbath is a remaster 2LP expanded. These are all buy it now, best offer. Don't hesitate. We're here to sell records. Sam Rivers, Hughes, $34.99, ABC Impulse. The Better Beatles, this is a Beatles punk parody record, $34.99. AJJ, The Bible 2, it's on tricolored vinyl, $49.99. Roger Glover and Guess, The Butterfly Ball, promo with many members of Deep Purple, $24.99. Joe Farrell, Penny Arcade, this is $24.99. Michael Swanger said Stree Hill, $9.99. Sell that to Michael Swanger for $9.99. Fish Fuego, $44.99, 2014 orange vinyl. Stephen Wilson, The Future Bites, limited edition red vinyl, sealed, $29.99. Linda Ronstadt, Different Drum, VG Plus condition, $9.99. Return to Forever, Romantic Warrior, VG Plus, $12.99. The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, original cast record, VG $9.99. Scott passes on LA Guns, so give that to Kelly Gabney. Phil Dirt and the Dozers, Jailhouse Rock Live, EX condition, $11.99. George Adams, Don Pullen Quartet, live at the Village Vanguard, EX $22.99. That's a 1986 Italian pressing. Deep Purple Stormbringer, VG copy, $14.99. If is VG Plus, $14.99. Art and Aaron Neville, that is EX $17.99. Nick Bargeron, Texas, sell that to him for $7.99. Sell Texas for $7.99. Blowing In from Chicago, Blue Note $15.49. That's Cliff Jordan and John Gilmore. That's EX edition $26.99. Debbie Blair, Linda Ronstadt would be $8 if you want Linda Ronstadt. John Hammond, So Many Roads, VG Plus $14.99. Quadraphonic Beatles. This is the great songs of the Beatles. It's not actually the Beatles, though. It's re-recordings. EX condition, $12.99. Discomania by Cafe Cream, VG Plus, $9.99. Chris Ferrara wants the Blowing In from Chicago. That's sold to Chris Ferrara as stickered. Michael Swanger said $9.99 on Hammond. Sell that to Michael Swanger for $9.99. Sell this to Debbie for $8. That's sold to Debbie for $8. Linda Ronstadt. Michelle was second. We have the Subdudes. That's EX edition $12.99. How much was Sabbath? Sabbath was $39.99. 2016 remaster 2LP expanded bonus tracks, $39.99. Karen Finley, The Truth Is Hard to Swallow, VG Plus $14.99. That's a 1987 Belgium import. Jimmy Powell, VG Plus $9.99. Both Sides, Phil Collins, $39.99. That's a 2016 audiophile remaster. Godspeed You, Black Emperor, $24.99, complete with insert and flat penny. I'm curious what that is. Flat penny, $24.99. Am I missing something? What is that supposed to look like? Oh, it's got an envelope in it. What's going on in here? Still think there's something down in here. Hold on a second. Wow, it really has a flat penny where it's been rolled over by a train. What is all this? Here's like a picture of a train. Faulty schematics of a ruined machine to scale. Godspeed You, Black Emperor is a very interesting group. I've listened to their music. It's like they're kind of like just a noise band, right? Isn't that, I mean, if I'm thinking about the same, is that the one, Raise Your Skinny Fist to the Sky and Yell? Wow, lots of odd inserts. And it has a, it literally has a flat, that's a real United States penny that's been flattened. I was wondering what that was, a flattened penny, and it's truly a flattened penny. It's been smushed by a train. Wow, I guess. Isn't that what happens when you lay a penny on a railroad track? Am I crazy? I don't know what all this stuff means here. It's very interesting. That cost them some money. I wonder how many of these they pressed and had to put flattened pennies in. That couldn't be too easy. At least a penny a piece, right? Plus the time for them to all go get flattened if they actually truly are done that way. Godspeed You, Black Emperor. $24.99 complete with inserts and flat penny. Wow. So there it is. I was been curious all night what that was. I just now took a moment, but let me put that back in there before it's lost. And there's that. Okay. Next comment is Alam wants to put back DMX and get the cranberries instead. So let me bring that back over. So DMX and let me grab him a cranberries. Making me kind of hungry. I have Subway over there, don't I?
Yeah.
I got Subway. All right. Time to speed up the show. All right. And then the next comment was, let's see here. Best on Phil. I will do $35 on Phil Collins, 2016 audiophile remaster. Next is Jimi Hendrix, Morning Symphony Ideas. Wow, my phone said 100, there for a minute said 140 viewers. We had like 87 people watching, now we have 140. That's rare that happens this late at night. Jimi Hendrix is on yellow vinyl, 1999. Jimi Hendrix, Morning Symphony Ideas, that's on yellow vinyl, 1999. 2016 yellow vinyl, 1999. Duke Genesis, $21.99. That's a 2015 remaster. Duke Genesis. Getting my letters inverted there. Marillion. He Knows You Know. That's $19.99. That's a white label promo. Also, David Bowie Low. David Bowie Low. That's a remaster. $26.99. David Bowie Low. Phil Collins, but seriously. Phil Collins is $26.99. Half-speed master of that. Marillion, Clutching at Straws. $29.99 for Marillion, Clutching at Straws. And Welcome Oblivion, $44.99. Welcome Oblivion. Also, we have Joyce Manor, Never Hung Over Again, $19.99. Christopher Brusha said he'd give $15 for Hendrix. Let's go ahead and sell that to Christopher for $15. Next is Tony Shore. He wants Marillion and Marillion again. Those are both sold to Tony Shore. We're going to sell Boontar Jones, Phil Collins for $20. And we're going to sell Michael Nath, David Bowie for $20. Michael Nath, $20 on that. $20 on that. And Darren Davis, I'll sell you Genesis for $18. $18 on Genesis and $20 on Bowie. And he said 20 is good. Sell that to Michael Nath for $20. Brad Bowling was second. And Darren, if you don't want Genesis, then Chris was going to pay sticker price. So let me know if you want it for $18. He said sold. Sell that to Darren Davis for $18. Stephen Wilson info. Stephen Wilson is called The Future Bites. It's a limited edition red vinyl. It's sealed and unopened, $29.99. American Football, single-sided EP. American Football, $19.99. Marshall Tucker Band still available. And it's a gatefold. OG label, Capricorn Records. Can't You See on it? Marshall Tucker, $19.99. Also Take the Highway. I like that one just as much as Can't You See. MTB Band. I should say MT Band. Marshall Tucker Band, $19.99. Pat Metheny and Lyle Mays, $19.99 for Pat Metheny and Lyle Mays. Freddie Hubbard, Windjammer. Freddie Hubbard, Windjammer, $19.99. Also, Ennio Morricone doing the soundtrack to Moses, The Lawgiver, $19.99. Alam Dye wants Marshall Tucker Band. That's sold to Alam Dye. They Call Me Mr. Earl, Ronnie Earl and the Broadcasters, $14.99. The Dirty Strangers, $24.99, a 1988 U.S. pressing. The Dual Whitting Band, Good Rockin' Tonight, $19.99. And King Crimson, an alternative guide to King Crimson, a 2020 UK pressing with booklet. This is also known as King Crimson Rarities, $49.99, King Crimson Rarities. So, that was a great recap, Ben. Let me read you what is left in there. That was King Crimson, also the Dual Whitting Band, The Dirty Strangers, Ronnie Earl, or excuse me, Mr. Earl. Yeah, Ronnie Earl and the Broadcasters. Moses, Freddie Hubbard, Pat Metheny, American Football, Steve Wilson, Joyce Manor, Welcome Oblivion, Phil Collins, Godspeed You, Jimmy Powell, Karen Finley, Black Sabbath, The Subdudes, Cafe Cream, The Beatles covers, Art and Aaron Neville, If, Deep Purple, George Adams, Don Pullen, Phil Dirt and the Dozers, Romantic Warrior by Return to Forever, Fish, Joe Farrell, Roger Glover and Friends, AJJ, The Better Beatles. Yeah, The Better Beatles. Wow, that's a big statement. Sam Rivers, FKJ, and Songs, Ohia, Didn't It Rain? Was that Welcome to Oblivion, How to Destroy Angels? Let me see. I don't think I ever found a title on it. I just been calling it. It's actually written Welcome. Yeah, How to Destroy Angels. You are correct. How to Destroy Angels. A 2013 pressing with CD $44.99. 2013 pressing with CD, $44.99. I'm going to set this crate off. Cafe, that's Caffeine Cream. That's called a special disco version of Disco Mania by Cafe Cream. It's 10 minutes and 10 seconds, and the B-side is I Can Hear Music by California, 6 minutes and 22 seconds. VG Plus condition, $9.99. Sean Netzel said, holy smoke, Trent Reznor, welcome Oblivion. Our alternative rock guys, their eyes and ears are opening up. Do what? You have a what? By what? By who? I think we got time, or I can make time. I always have time. Sean says, I need to win that Powerball. Sean, I hope you're buying tickets every day. As soon as Sean hits the Powerball, we're retiring, Tanner. Well, I'll even work for you, Sean. You pay me an $8 million a year salary. I will work here 2 nights a week selling records for you live on Facebook. And you can buy them just like you're shopping at home, but I'll still do it for you, okay? As much as you want to buy. We have Eric Clapton. It's in the way that you use it. This is $16.99. Eric Clapton, it's in the way that you use it. And I'll even sell you Coletco. Look Inside the Asylum Choir. EX condition, $19.99. First press, original cover. Look Inside the Asylum Choir. EX condition, $19.99. Walt Disney Story and Songs from Babes in Toyland, $24.99. Walt Disney Story and Songs from Peter Pan, $19.99. Jefferson Airplane, Surlistic Pillow, Orange Label, $29.99. Peter and the Wolf, Walt Disney Presents, $19.99. Melanie is $9.99. The Mothers, Fillmore East, $34.99. The Beatles, $67-$70. Purple Capitol Labels, $39.99. And the Nutcracker Suite is $19.99. John Miller offered $12 for Ronnie Earl. Let me find that, and we're going to sell that to John Miller for $12. John, that's yours for $12. Yeah, make fair offers on anything in here. Walt Disney's Peter Pan, $19.99. John Fogerty, Eye of the Zombie, Shrink Wrap and Hop Stickers, $19.99. Johnny Wacklin, Reggae, Soul, and Rock and Roll. I've been struggling with that one, $19.99. The Beach Boys, Endless Summer, $19.99. Charlie Daniels Band, Fire on the Mountain, $24.99. Debbie offered $13 for Eric Clapton. Sell this to Debbie for $13. What was the price on How to Destroy? $44.99. $44.99. Debbie offered $13 for Clapton Sold. Michelle Baker offered $17 for Peter Pan. Now, I think there's 2 in here. Let's see. Michelle, there's 2 different Peter Pans. They're both $19.99. One is Story and Songs, and one is Music or Songs. Story and Songs or Songs. Let me know which one. Songs, Story and Songs. Let me know, and I'll sell you either one for $17, or I'll sell you both of them for $17 each. The Nutcracker Suite, that was a magnificent full-color illustrated book and long-playing record from Walt Disney Studio, Nutcracker Suite. And I'm not going to try to pronounce that, but that's a storybook and record, $19.99. Very cool. Most of these are, I'm not really showing the details of these Disney records, but they're very nice and in unusually nice condition. Michelle wants the story and record. Sell that to Michelle Baker Miller for $17. Craig Thomas is going to get the How to Destroy Angels for $39.99. Sell that to Craig Thomas for $39.99. Nutcracker Suite. Also, Rupert Holmes, Partners in Crime. The Pina Colada Song, $9.99. The Alberts, Bonzo Dog Doodah Band, The Temperate Seven. 1973 UK, $19.99. Savoy Brown, Raw Sienna, $39.99. That's a 1970 OG pressing of that. Rick Springfield, Living in Oz, $14.99. Good Vibrations, Best of the Beach Boys, $19.99. The Beach Boys Sunflower is $19.99. The Beach Boys Friends is $44.99. The Eurythmics Self-Titled, $24.99. Rant and Rave with the Stray Cats, that's $24.99. Joe Tex, Bumps and Bruises, Joe Tex, $19.99. Nick Bargeron said $7.99 for RH. RH, Rupert Holmes. Sell that to Nick for $7.99. Sell Autumn Dye SB. I believe that was Savoy Brown. Sell that to Autumn Dye. Next is Wham! Make It Big, $34.99. This has Wake Me Up Before You Go on it and Careless Whisper. That's George Michael and Wham! $34.99. The Platters, Remember When. Platters are $9.99. Poco, Rose of Cimarron in shrink wrap and a hop sticker, which I haven't seen as often. $12.99 for Poco. Here's what Henry's Choice wanted. Tales from Topographic Oceans. That's sold to Henry's Choice. $34.99 on that. Stray Cats $17.99. I will sell you the Stray Cats for $19.99, Scott. I think we had one last night, and I was like, I can't believe no one bought this. And then someone finally bought it. It was $24.99. I'll sell you that one for $19.99. Eric Clapton Backless. That is a Taiwan pressing. Taiwan pressing, $19.99. I even had to put a cardboard backer in there to make the cover a little bit sturdier. Scott Drum said sold. That sold to Scott Drum for $19.99. BB King in London, $24.99 for BB King in London. Billy Joe Nylon Curtain, $14.99. War, Why Can't We Be Friends? This has their hit song Low Rider on it. And Why Can't We Be Friends? Or, yeah, and I feel like there's another one on here. That is $29.99, and it includes the lyric insert. Surprise is still available. The Best of the Doors, and this is a very desirable compilation. 2 LP, 1985, $59.99. And one more, The Venture, Surfing and Spine, and Shadows at Newport. Showdown in Newport, $14.99. That's a 1981 12-inch single from The Ventures. So that was The Ventures, The Doors, War. Sherry Darnell wants The Doors. I had a feeling somebody had to claim that. The Ventures, War, Billy Joel, BB King, Clapton, Poco, The Platters, Wham. Let's see, $30 offer for Topo and Take Doobie Brothers Vices. No, $3.99. Okay, so actually make that yes, $30 for Henry's choice. And from one of those last crates, he wants the Doobie Brothers as stickers. So let me find that. I will do that deal. Let me just find that Doobie Brothers he's talking about, which I think is right in here. It was a sealed Doobie Brothers, what were once Vices, which I think is in this next crate. Yeah. Sealed Doobie Brothers. Wow. Yeah, right here. So sell him yes for $30, and then sell him this for sticker at $22.99. Okay, Michael Nath, you were second on the Doors, and Sandra War would be $25. OG Press, Terre Haute, T2 in the Dead Wax, and it includes, it's actually not a, wow, it's more like a poster. John should have said with poster and not insert. Has the poster with it. Very clean looking copy. All right. That does sound like a Starbucks order. $30 offer, Topo Chad, Take DV Vices, no TDN. There's some pretty crap. I go to Starbucks, it's like mocha frappe, but evidently some people have these orders that are pretty incredible, like the amount of stuff they do to their coffee. Where did I get to here? Wham, Joe Tex, The Eurythmics, Beach Boys, Rick Springfield, the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band, Nutcracker Suite, Peter Pan, Charlie Daniels, Beach Boys, the Reggae Record, John Fogerty, the Beatles, Mothers, Melanie, Peter and the Wolf, Jefferson Airplane, Babes in Toyland, a Solemn Choir. I'll have a large mocha frappuccino, 2 shots of espresso, whipped cream, hold the ice, shake it, stir it. Okay. Any last request? No sprinkles. Any last request? Tanner, do you have any last request? Tanner has no last request. Does anybody else have any last request? Any last request? We've went through a lot of vinyl tonight. Once again, 4 hours have just expired like it's nothing. I'm going to do a little bit of condensing here so I can, if anybody messages us later, it's like, hey, I'm rewatching the sale. I'll take that Phil Collins if you still have it. And then I'll have to spend an hour looking for it. But I try my best. Some of these records, once we put them away, it's like they're gone forever. It's like they evaporate, but we try our best to find them. So, any last request? Let's see here. Let me make sure. Let me do a couple more condenses here. There was the last crate. This one was actually shown first. So let me condense this one with this one. Did I go through this one? Okay, I'll run through this one. This is check condition. It's about a half of a crate. I'll run through this last crate. Check condition stuff here. All right, and War, passed on War. Can I get the Burning Spear from one of the later crates? Let me try to find that. Doobie Brothers Hits, $10. Is that in the crate we just went through? Doobie Brothers hits. Where was that at? I will, if I can find it. Who asked for that? B Smoker, if I can find it. Joe Farrell from the last crate price. That was Penny Arcade, $24.99. Penny Arcade, $24.99. I'm almost positive. Yeah, Joe Farrell, Penny Arcade, $24.99. Very quickly, we have the Nutcracker Suite. That's a different version, an older version. VG Plus $9.99. That's from 1961. Walt Disney's Fun with Music, 30 Favorite Disney Songs, VG Plus $14.99. Dwayne and Greg Allman, VG Plus $24.99. Sell this to David Hoy for $20. There's the Golden Biscuits. That's EX Condition, $17.99. Paul McCartney Ram, VG Plus $17.99. Moody Blues on the Threshold of a Dream, VG Plus $9.99. Donovan's Greatest Hits, VG Plus $9.99. ELO Discovery, VG Plus $14.99. Grand Funk Live, EX $26.99. Johnny Rivers Golden Hits, EX $12.99. Willie Hutch Having a House Party, EX $19.99. Donna Ross and the Supremes, VG Plus $9.99. Donna Ross and the Supremes, Mont the Hoople Live, VG $9.99. Houston Person, Person to Person, VG Plus $14.99. Boz Scaggs Middleman, that's a VG copy for $9.99. Joe Walsh, The Smoker You Drink, The Player You Get, VG $9.99. Minnie Ripperton is VG Plus $14.99. Minnie Ripperton, also 10cc Bloody Tourist, VG Plus $14.99. Charlie Daniels, Million Mile Reflections, VG Plus $17.99. John Lennon, Plastic Ono Band, VG Plus $17.99. The Best of B.B. King, EX $22.99. Deep Ear, Warner Brothers Sampler or Compilation, $17.99 VG Plus Condition. Ultravox Lament, VG Plus $14.99. Jefferson Starship Spitfire, EX $12.99. Double Fun, Robert Palmer, EX $17.99. The Beatles Help, VG Plus $17.99. Bruce Springsteen, Darkness on the Edge of Town, VG $9.99. Burning Spear, that's sold to Shakedown. That's what I was looking for. That's sold to Shakedown. Belinda Carlisle's VG $9.99. And The Cars is VG Plus $24.99. Let's see here. The Piano by Tori Amos. I do not have that. Rocking Time, $22. And sell this to Shakedown for, thought you'd already bought it. But I will sell that to you for $26. I will sell that to you for $26. $26. Almond Brothers is, Joshua, that's $20 if you want that. And Debbie says Belinda 7. So possibly sell that to Shakedown for $26. This is sold to Debbie for $7. This is possibly sold to Joshua for $20. And here's what's left in here. The Cars, Bruce Springsteen, The Beatles, Robert Palmer, Jefferson Starship, Ultravox, Deep Ear, B.B. King, John Lennon, Charlie Daniels, 10cc, Minnie Ripperton, Joe Walsh, Boz Scaggs, Houston Person, Mott the Hoople, Dinah Ross, Willie Hutch, Johnny Rivers, Grand Funk, ELO, Donovan, Moody Blues, Paul McCartney, Three Dog Night, Walt Disney, 50 track or 30 track, and the Nutcracker Suite. Let's see, Joshua Pass. Great music on here, Joshua. Great music on that. How much was 10cc? That was Bloody Taurus, Rudder Butter. That's VG Plus $14.99. Christopher Brusha is at 16 on BB. 16 on BB. BB King. Christopher, that would be $20 if you want that. The Almond Brothers was VG Plus $24.99 originally. VG Plus condition. And condition on this older version of the Nutcracker Suite was VG Plus condition, $9.99. And the other Disney record, Walt Disney's Fun with Music, is VG Plus $14.99. B Smoker said Walsh for $7. Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh is $7. Sell that to B Smoker for $7. Michael Naff says he'll take the Almond Brothers for $20. That's sold to Michael Naff for $20. Very good version of Morning Dew. That's what makes the whole album. God Rest His Soul. Great song about Martin Luther King Jr. A couple bluesy songs on here. The early version of Melissa, I'll Change for You. Down in Texas is on here. Well I Know Too Well sounds like a spiritual song. Sounds like something, sounds like a black gospel spiritual song. Very good stuff by the Almond Brothers. Disney for $10. Michelle, this will be $10. That's sold to you. for $10. Wiped out a few more there. Anybody else? If not, I'm about to eat my Subway and start pricing stuff for tomorrow night's auctions. The cycle continues here at CollectCo. Anybody else? I got 2 more I could recap, but we'll do it another night. We hadn't done on-sale vintage in a long time, like a half-off bin or some kind of flip crate, but I've got those coming up, so I'll get some of those ready for tomorrow. Leslie says, I'll take the Nutcracker Suite. Fantastic. Leslie, I'll pull that for you right now as soon as I walk on the other side of this camera. So thanks, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. We'll have lots of metal records, including lots of Metallicas. Lots of Metallicas, OG stuff. There's going to be some great titles. We got a first press of their first album. Jerry Stone wants the Cranberries and Curtis Counts. Jerry Stone still watching? 11 o'clock? It's midnight out there in North Carolina, Jerry. Oh, my gosh. Let me pull those for you. Curtis Counts and a Cranberries. You got it. Let me go ahead and pull that Nutcracker Suite too. Y'all going to bring me back over to the camera. Next thing, we're going to be going through a half-off bin. So this is sold to Christopher Brusha. Actually, no, hold on a second. Metals tomorrow night. Yep. This is sold to Leslie. Metal auctions. Let me repeat that. Metal auctions. We'll probably have a bin, maybe 2, depends on how much Paul and John find back there, but I don't want everybody to think every record's going to be metal. These are sold to Jerry Stone. That's the name it popped up, isn't it? Yeah, Jerry Stone got those 2. And 15 for the Toilet Paper album. I will sell that to you. You're talking about Mark Bueno's Asylum Choir. I've got that right in here somewhere. Mark Bueno's Asylum Choir. The Toilet Paper album. What crate is that in? It's not in this crate, is it? It's not in the crate I'm in. It must be in... is it in this crate? Let's see. Reptile sale. What was Reptile? Reptile. What is, and where is that Asylum Choir album? Or did somebody buy it? Let's see. I bet it's right here. There it is. This is sold to Eric Clapton. It's still available. It was $155. Yeah, $155. Eric Clapton Reptile. Christopher Brusha. That's his for $15. Is that a $150 offer, or is that a question? The Eric Clapton for $150. If you're offering $150, I'll sell it to you. No problem. But yeah, sealed Reptile. Very hard to get out of print album. It's still available. Question? Yes. It's still available. So it's right here. Eric Clapton Reptile. It's yeah. It was a starting bid of $155. It was a no bid. Lots of no bids. Clapton, the John Prine, the Beatles Ed Sullivan, the Billy Preston autograph, the Jim Croce boot, the Russian Beatles, and the Russian Sgt. Pepper. So, okay, if there'll be nothing else, let me know. If not, or if I see it pop up, I'll answer it after the show, because sometimes I'll hit the end stream button and then stuff pops up after we've already ended the stream and I'm not looking at it. So just let me know. Send us a message. Send me a message. Whichever, and I'm about to eat. I'm very hungry. I ate some food earlier, but it didn't do much for me. So thanks, everybody. Really great night once again, especially with all the new vinyl pre-orders that came in. We're expecting even more tomorrow, and I'm going to put in an order tonight. Hopefully we have that stuff by Friday. But I haven't ordered a lot of new vinyl this week. We're overloaded with new vinyl. We have a lot of cash tied up in new vinyl. An extraordinary amount. So I'm trying to do everything I can to reduce the stuff we already have so we can bring in even more. So you're about to see new vinyl on sale that typically isn't on sale because we have so much. We have stuff stuffed underneath our bins, multiple copies of stuff. So you got to be careful when you stock new vinyl if you run a record store. It takes up a lot of money and it takes up a lot of space. So we got a lot to get rid of. So thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll see y'all tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. You may even see some metal new vinyl on sale. So thanks. Appreciate it. See you then. And we'll be live at 7 o'clock.